Hello everyone, folks and fans, welcome to Save Databayo, the only video podcast that critiques and does bits about chapters of Naruto, episode by episode, arc by arc. I'm your host, your boy, the master of edit-style jutsus, Chris, with my signature technique, cutting out people disagreeing with me.
Now, fuck you, Chris, that's
Welcome back from the edit. Don't look in his eyes or his genjutsu will rope you into making content for his YouTube channel. It's Zach! Master of the ice cream soup style, legendary Sanin Bridge!
That's good. Let's count how many times I dunk on the third Hokage's leadership abilities this episode.
He's gonna get stunned so dirty this episode. I tried to be nice later because I felt so bad.
Okay, not as dirty as many of the other people he's done dirty.
That's fair, Naruto. Corn style jutsu, ultimate beard shield. There, I got all your gimmicks in one. It's David.
That's a beard shield. That's what I know.
And who the fuck is? Whoa! My notes magically spawned a bit for a fourth guest. Say his name twice to fight the power. It's Ro.
Oh, I like that.
Ro,
right?
That is good.
Oh,
And I do love Burn Lagann. That's a great show.
You might know Ro from anime videos that have way more views than this will ever get. Where I want to tell us about your channel a little bit.
Thank you for having me. Yes, I have a YouTube channel that I started kind of last year, and I just talk about anime and manga. And as we joked about before going live, my most recent video is about me playing an NTR visual novel. So,
but we got some lovely comments in the last episode. Lots of comments from people trying to feed the algorithm so YouTube thinks we're pretty. Hey, keep that up, please. It's very appreciated. Yes. Last time, I asked what everyone's favorite Naruto opening was. The two winners were by far Haruka Kanata, which was last time's, and Go / Fighting Dreamers, which is next time's.
Yeah. Also, duh.
You know what? I didn't see
They're amazing.
You know what? I didn't see a single person comment. The theme we're talking about today.
It's so good. I forgot how good this theme is.
I hate this theme.
What?
I don't even remember it.
We'll get there. Some other winners. Rhapsody of Youth, which is the Sasuke retrieval arc theme. It's a banger. That's the one that starts with the shots of them behind the chain link fence. Very good. And then from Shippuden, people like Distance, Bluebird, and Sign. I only know Distance out of those three. That's the one that goes.
Those are all.
Which is a good song. And I don't know Bluebird or Sign, but I'm sure if I hear them, I'd be like,
both good. They're both very good.
Thank you all for indulging me in the comments last time, but here I have a new question for you all in the comments down below, and I'll be here on the panel. This one's gonna cause a fucking battle. Drop everything. What's the best Naruto headband, motherfucker? Slash or no slash, I don't really care. And honestly, convince me hard enough, I might buy one for next time for a bit.
You're like, who has the coolest symbol? Like, you mean who has the coolest symbol?
Yeah, which village has the coolest headband, period?
Honestly, a lot of them are kind of mid. I kind of like honestly, the Konoha one might be my favorite.
I mean, that's the thing. Konoha's one of the more intricately designed. None of them are.
A lot of them are really simple. You're not wrong.
But a lot of them are what? The rain that's just 4 lines down. We were clever jackasses.
They're like,
that one,
it's really easy to draw. Come on.
I'm pretty sure the Rain Villages was designed with the slash in mind.
I was gonna say, it's better
which does make it look cooler. Yeah, that's why I think that's the case.
Do any of them not look cooler with the dash through it?
Oh, I don't like the dash on a lot of them.
Oh, you're crazy.
I like sounds. It is just a music note.
It is just a music note.
Yeah.
Cool though. It's still kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh no, it's still kind of cool. Have we ever seen a slash through sound village headband? I feel like that could go kind of hard because it would look more like music in meter.
I don't think we have because the entire sound village is Rogue Ninja.
Why did they do that?
I was gonna say, if someone has a slash through the sound headband, does that mean they're a good guy?
Konoha definitely has this is the protagonist town. We got the coolest fucking detail going on with our logo.
Oh, that one was drawn first and it shows.
Yeah.
Or was the best drawn idea?
How the Sound Village just got a sound leaf, didn't just get a leaf, they actually designed a cool looking symbol for it.
Yeah, someone in their marketing department actually tried.
Yeah.
The Konoha marketing department, the ninja marketing department.
That's their ninja way.
Marketing style, mass layoffs.
Wow.
Too soon, Chris.
For which one? It'll be too soon for the one that happens between me cutting this and releasing.
All right, that's gonna be several companies.
Speaking of arguing over headbands, people reminded us that we fucked up the Mist, Rain, and Nation of Water Ninja just in general, and the Mizukage. The Rain Village does not have a Kage, sorry y'all. Look, there's a bunch of bullshit going on, and I haven't watched all of Naruto, so mistakes like that are gonna keep happening. So I'm sorry, but also...
leave a comment and tell us.
Let the record show, I don't mean to make these mistakes. It just happens. And one more shout out to everyone keeping the bit of people being blazed out of their minds while watching Naruto fights alive. There were some very good comments, and I refuse to let this bit die.
Okay.
Now, with all that out of the way,
you're not hurt. Get in.
And let's get started with... Now, usually this is where I would sing the song, but no fucking chance here because it's way too high pitched and I can barely make out the words.
So good.
Kanashimi wo Yasa Shisani, excuse me, by Little is our song. The theme visually this time is childhood trauma, as we're shown the duality of some of our characters' upbringings. Gaara and Naruto being isolated outcasts, and then we see Hinata and Neji with the whole like gilded cage narrative. And then Sakura and Ino worm their way into this intro because we already have confirmed child designs for both of them. Fucking bullshit, I say. I don't know. It's fine. Like, this seems utterly whatever. It doesn't honk my dick.
I maybe I'm the crazy outlier here. I really like this.
I like it too.
I think they can do like ballads and power ballads well for intros. I don't think this one is. It's not bad. I just don't like coming off Haruka Kanata going into Go. It's such a low point.
For sure, you're right. It is the thing where the two surrounding it are ultimately better, but I really enjoy this one. And I think the visuals, like you said, the dealing with like the childhoods of the characters, which also very much comes into play in the storytelling. I think it's a pretty great intro. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but
I just don't like the song. I think the animation's good.
Too.
I just don't like the song.
I think it's fine.
I like it too. I like the song. But I agree that compared to the one that we got before and the one that's about to come after, it's not as good. But like I like the animation in it. Like I was surprised by like this scene with Sakura pulling out a kunai. That's really cool, and Naruto getting out of the water and like drying his hair. Like there's some really cool shots in it that I like. But yeah, compared to what we got, it's like it's could be cooler. But
now we open this arc with Naruto trying to force his way into a hospital until Kakashi tells him to stop screaming in the halls of a hospital. Fair point, Kakashi. Luckily, Naruto has been looking for Kakashi because he wants Kakashi to do his fucking job and help Naruto train. Fair point, Naruto. But Kakashi is too busy waiting around for Sasuke, who's in a hospital bed. Bullshit point, Kakashi. You're literally not doing anything.
I mean, it's the thing where like we'll see this, but like it's so clear, and this is like a running theme with everything we learn, especially in this arc. Every teacher is assigned to 3 students, and they do not love them all equally at all. Each of them has a favorite, and if you are not that favorite, sorry.
I'm sure people are going to defend Kakashi here. I was expecting you guys to, but it is his literal job.
No, he's the teacher, and he's like, hey, I'm just not gonna teach you. In fact, I'm gonna take this other kid and leave.
I mean, listen, it's Naruto.
His job is to train a minimum of 3 genin. He can't even train 2. Yeah. Fuck this guy. So Kakashi's like, I'll get you a substitute teacher. And who does Kakashi have to train Naruto?
The worst. I literally forgot this character's name.
His name's Ebisu.
It's Ebisu, but I forgot.
It is Ebisu, but I've written, I don't actually know this dude's name. He's the pervert guy from the Konoha episode, but since that wasn't in the ocean cut, he's literally not real. This is my first time meeting this bitch and his stupid headband. Naruto is mad and yells at Kakashi.
Wait, hold on a second. Are you honestly saying that I'm not as good as Sasuke or Sakura?
And Kakashi doesn't say no, which, like, opinions about Sasuke aside, how dare you not tell him that he's better than Sakura?
Yeah.
I also like to note, did Kakashi not check Naruto and Sakura after the Orochimaru fight, like, for anything? Because he should have seen the sealing jutsu on Naruto's stomach.
Oh, he's.
Oh, you mean like the extra
not.
healing jutsu? I forgot.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
forgot about
saying.
the extra one. My bad. I forgot about the extra one.
I don't think he knows. Because
He doesn't,
if he did, he would have tried to do something about it, probably.
I genuinely think Kishimoto didn't think about that, is the answer. Ebisu and Naruto get ramen, this doesn't matter. We re-explain chakra in case the viewer is just coming in the middle of this arc. The only notable thing is that Ebisu explains that Naruto uses chakra very inefficiently, and he can make less clones overall because of this. This is despite the fact that he's shitting out clones left and right, and last episode Save Databayo maintained 4 clones for several hours with little difficulty. Shut up.
Honestly, no. Here's the thing: this explanation and like the visualization of like how Naruto.
It is good visualization.
I do like this.
Upon rewatching it, I was like, "This is actually a really good informational tidbit." Thank you. Anime.
Whenever they do the different animation where they go to like basically like the chalkboard aesthetic, with like you know the graphs and like the little cartoon characters jumping around, it's always like very good way to show the information.
Yeah, they're great about like showing the complex world of how the power scaling works in this universe, and
it's also like
it's a reason why this anime is pretty great as far as shonen anime.
We're like 100 chapters into the manga. Kishimoto has this shit pretty well thought out as far as like how his magic works.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so.
I think Ebisu also, which I guess doesn't excuse it, because I do agree with what you're saying with how Naruto has made so many shadow clones before. But he did say that he was exaggerating a bit to prove a point, at least in this explanation.
Oh, I think you're right.
Yeah, by the end of it, but
because he's disregarding the demon chakra and making a point about.
Well, I think his main point is like, you just have a lot of chakra.
He needs to control it a bit.
An ungodly
amount. You have a lot of chakra, and just like, hey, maybe if you efficiently used it, you could make millions of clones.
it's the thing where like,
well, later on he'll make a lot of clones, so I guess it checks out.
I honestly, I think this has been done by a lot of other anime afterwards or manga afterwards, but like, having your shonen protagonist who is very good, has a unique thing, but isn't good at the fundamental basics, and then having a trainer be like, you gotta learn those because it will improve you in a billion ways. And guess what? It does. So,
but also
cool.
It allows the audience to understand the fundamental basics.
It's smart. It's good. Hell yeah.
Reason it's like a basic tenet of writing. We go to the hot springs. Naruto can practice his chakra use and like just maintain chakra in general. This is tree climbing version 2, walking on water. Because anybody got any good Jesus jokes?
Yeah, I think I said last time like Jesus was a ninja or something like that.
Jesus was a member of the Akatsuki.
No, Jesus was bisexual. We just played Metal Gear Solid 2 on Monday.
Christ.
What village would Jesus be from? The clouds, I guess.
The village hidden behind the stone.
Wow, the village hidden in the clouds is really good, bro.
I like the stone one because like the theme.
He didn't hear it, he started yelling.
I like stone. I don't know, village hidden behind the carpentry.
Do you think shut up. Do you think there exists a Naruto headband with a Christian cross on it? And
yes.
Yes is the answer. Do you think there exists a version with a line through it? For people that left behind Christianity and were raised in like cults and shit and are really into Naruto.
Counterpoint. What if there's one that's a cross flipped upside down and then it has a line through it? So it's we're originally on the side of evil. Now you're back. Whatever. This is stupid.
Ebisu goes on and on about this. You got to use chakra to walk on water. Don't think about it too hard. Ebisu does it, and Naruto's like, "I got this." And he takes one step in, and he falls into the hot spring, and he burns his butt.
The comedic timing on this is actually really good. Like it.
Yeah, you know, for what at the end of the day is a butt joke, like it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's classic like Looney Tunes slapstick, and they do it great.
They give us an Ebisu Konoha flashback. How dare you? I don't care about either of these fucking characters. And Naruto starts to walk on water after a bunch of tries until he's surprised by a pervert.
One thing really quick, because this ties into later in the Konohamaru flashback, which sucks. Konohamaru does say that Naruto told him there are no shortcuts to being strong, which is a moment that Ebisu is like, holy shit, maybe Naruto's a better teacher to Konohamaru than I am, which is just a really good moment, and I love that quote. it stacks on with what happens later. It's not that
maybe
important.
this child we're incredibly mean to is incredibly emotionally mature for a 12-year-old, and we dunk on him constantly for almost no reason. It is almost like that.
I mean, also to be fair, a really good shortcut is to have a 9-tailed fox demon sealed inside your body, so you have infinite chakra. You know, that is a pretty good shortcut to being a good ninja.
But Naruto didn't know that and treated it as if it wasn't the case for almost his entire life until this point.
That's true.
So his ethos is not changed by the fact that he is a demon Nepo baby. An old man with white hair, who Ebisu doesn't recognize because reasons, is peeking into the women's bath.
Are you peeking in the women's bath, old man?
Ebisu charges this man to, I guess, beat him up, I don't know. And the old man turns around, summons a frog, and knocks out Ebisu. That's a wrap on Ebisu for the rest of the show. Cue the in memoriam.
In the arms of the angel.
Unfortunately, he isn't actually dead. But shout out to Naruto for checking if he's alive with 1,000 years of death.
Wild!
So
This child sticks his fingers up a grown man's butt to make sure he isn't dead.
It's apparently not that weird in Japan. It's fine.
I know, but I gotta.
It is still weird. The old man introduces himself as the Sage of Toad Mountain, Jiraiya, and most importantly, he's the author of Kakashi's porno. That's world building.
It's really good. It's really good.
It's really good.
He defends his peeping as research and his love of youth and beauty. He's a monster, but I love this old creep.
I could do without a lot of this.
I could too, but I like that he has a stupid gimmick because it makes him a lot more relatable.
It's the thing where, like, again, 99.9% of all like pervert humor, pervert characters in anime is something I could do without. The fact that we're watching it in the ocean cut, it removes 99% of all.
Removes a lot of it.
Sexy.
We'll talk about that in a second, but yeah, thank you. In general, ocean cut.
But yeah, I mean, literally at one point around this time in my notes, I wrote, has Jiraiya ever had sex? The way he talks about women is like, bro, what are you, like, you're an old man. Nobody talks like this.
I think he has, but in general, like, we can't spend a whole thing based on, like, you know,
I know.
Every character in Naruto eating pizza. Fucking knows I'm referencing with that.
Yes, I do.
But like, I think he has. I think his game is just fucking abysmal. But he's also like shredded as fuck and has a successful book series, so I don't know. He probably gets some kind of action.
He's the Sanji of Naruto, and I will not be answering questions. Moving.
Yeah, no, that's good. Naruto wants Jiraiya to teach him since he murdered Ebisu. Jiraiya says hell no and fucks off. We get a please train me, pervy sage. Nah, kid, fuck off. Back and forth for a while. And then Jiraiya gets high in the woods and imagines clouds as sexy ladies. This is not implied. This happens.
Wait, really? Yeah. Okay, because they don't do they don't drag this out like that in the manga. He just does the sexy jutsu. They get to training.
Shortly after, Naruto convinces Jiraiya to train him by doing a sexy jutsu. The Ocean Cut did cut all that and just has Jiraiya. I think they pulled later audio of him.
They
and,
did.
Respliced it.
They did.
Just agree to train Naruto.
And then someday, I'm gonna be Hokage!
From now on, you're my student.
Which was like a clever way of getting around it, but it was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you're gonna rewatch this series, I highly recommend the Ocean Cut. But
yes, can't recommend it enough.
It was wild that this was like one of the first like real appearances of the sexy no jutsu, and then like the cut around it is so abrupt. I was like,
it's so huge.
Mad respect, but also wow, that was a cut.
They trained the water walking technique, and Jiraiya puts 2 and 2 together and realizes something's up with the 9-tailed fox seal. Precisely some Orochimaru bullshit. I want to know if Jiraiya explains a bit about how Naruto's chakra and the demons coexist, basically. In particular, that Naruto's chakra is eaten up, blocking the demon's chakra from escaping, which I love. So when Naruto is burnt out, like we've seen before, he tries to summon chakra. It's the demons that's breaking through, like when we saw against Haku. The seal Orochimaru puts on fucks with all this whole balance and makes it harder for Naruto to pull any chakra at all, which is, I think, smart writing. Jiraiya releases the secondary seal that Orochimaru added on, and Naruto is back to normal-ish, and he can walk on water real good now because he can control the chakra a lot better. I would have liked if like he immediately biffed it because he had too much chakra and then like sort of balanced it back in the middle, but you know, let the kid stop falling in water. I get it.
Yeah, they gotta build it up.
Jiraiya diagnosed Naruto's dyslexia within minutes. That's what I wrote.
Wow. That's really good.
I'm glad you mentioned like a medical thing behind this because I have a legal thing behind this. Despite being a trained ninja of the Leaf who is allowed to go on missions at the expense and possible defense of the public and compete in the Chunin exams, it takes this self-exiled pervert to explain to Naruto that he has 2 chakras and one is extremely powerful. I feel like not telling this kid this when he has the job he has is gross negligence, and I would like to sue the Leaf Village. Thank you very much.
So this is the one comment I wanted to make. Is the one thing I like that Jiraiya does here is he is the first person to decide that Naruto should actually take advantage of the Fox Chakra.
Yes.
Despite not knowing Naruto in the slightest, he's the first person to be like, hey, we should teach this kid how to use his special powers instead of just leaving him completely blinded to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this was like a conscious choice by Kishimoto, but the fact that it is a self-exiled person of the Leaf that makes that decision is actually kind of cool because he doesn't vibe with the whole Leaf Village ethos like as in the broader scope. So for him to be like, I don't care about, you know, Sarutobi's rule, I'm just gonna tell the kid, is like kind of awesome. I don't know if he meant that, but it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, again, like, we'll see here and in future arcs, the Sannin have a legacy for a reason, and they're all pretty cool in their own way. For the most part.
We talked about Jiraiya's flaws a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
They all have some flaw.
That's true. Yeah.
Some more than others. Orochimaru.
And they're all parallels for
Orochimaru being a huge geneticist might be an issue, but
wait, why is Orochimaru called Wallace?
What?
I thought Prince said Wallace. Oh, you said flawless.
Flawless. What?
I was like, wait, is there like a dub where they rename him to Wallace because Orochimaru's too complicated?
That would be so funny. These American kids won't get Orochimaru. Let's call him Wallace.
They won't get the Sannin, so it's Jerry, Susie, and Wallace.
That's some 4Kids level shit, and I love it.
I thought, Chris, I don't know why, when you said they won't get the Sannin, I thought you were going to say we're going to call him the Seinfeld or something like that.
What's the deal with chakra?
Orochimaru is obviously Kramer.
No, we'll not be answering questions about that.
Jiraiya is George, clearly.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Please respect my Naruto Seinfeld fanfiction.
And obviously, Tsunade is Elaine. Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Ebisu confronts Jiraiya, and we learn that of course he knows who Jiraiya is. He's one of the Sannin, the 3 legendary ninja who are all super powerful, easily Hokage level. Jiraiya is one, Orochimaru is another, and there's a third named Tsunade. We'll more on her and her boobs next time.
Yeah.
We also learn that the Hokage has been pressuring Jiraiya to return to the village and help with the Orochimaru problem, and he has been ducking that responsibility. Introduction of Jiraiya as a whole for like what the character is, very good. He is like on the surface level, he's this goofy pervert guy, but beneath that surface level, he is a very serious ninja who is aware of the problems and is taking steps to solve them, albeit not the ones that would align with what like the Leaf Village wants him to do.
He's doing things his own way.
Great introduction for that character. And like honestly, as soon as we got to him, I was like, oh, thank God, because like Naruto not having Jiraiya to bounce off of is like shit.
Agreed.
Meanwhile, on the moon, but actually it's just on a roof, Gaara is brooding.
That was Boruto spoilers, Chris. Come on.
What?
I'm only half joking.
That means nothing to me. What the fuck?
Why do they go to the moon? Was it Fast and the Furious? Anyway, Gaara is brooding, and Dosu the Sound Ninja confronts him. Dosu is going to kill Gaara so he can fight and presumably kill Sasuke. And I would very much like to hear what his plan is here, seeing as he's no longer following Orochimaru's orders, but we don't get that, because fuck you.
Yeah, I wrote that him showing up is fucking wild to do this alone, because he knows how strong Gaara is.
So, Dosu is no longer aligned with Keen and Zaku.
I understand. So guess what? You're just not gonna win this fight. It's not smart to do this now.
Yeah,
that's what I got. Hubris.
Yeah, the weird, again, I get why Dosu dies here because he really doesn't have any more point in the story, so I kind of guess why you write him out here, but it is funny that he's clearly smarter than his two compatriots.
Yes.
Like, he was smart enough to know he shouldn't fight Sasuke when Sasuke had the curse seal activated. He was smart enough to realize Orochimaru's playing him. He was smart enough to win his fight easily, and then for some reason he just goes brain dead and goes, nah, I can beat Gaara 1v1. I'm totally good enough to do that. I have sound punches.
Kishimoto wrote himself into a corner. He realized he introduced too interesting of a character and went, fuck, kill him.
The one cool thing I will give him in this moment is that he says he wants to fight Sasuke so he can kill Sasuke. But why not just go fight Sasuke while he's training instead of going to kill Gaara so that you have to fight Sasuke in the original match? It doesn't make sense.
Maybe he wanted to kill Sasuke in front of Orochimaru because he knew what the plan.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you wait? Why wouldn't you let Sasuke beat Gaara? Presumably, you think he believes that he can do that probably. And then you beat Shikamaru, who's a loser, and then you just advance through and then beat Sasuke in what would be the final, where you'd get the most possible attention.
Listen,
but then he'll be sleepy. He just did 3 matches. He'd be real tired.
He'd be a real tired guy.
Yeah, he's like Shikamaru. That's a whole thing. He doesn't want to do all that. Why not jump the line? Anyway, Gaara is pissed in general, but especially right now, and turns into some kind of big sand thing. We're only shown via shadows, and Doshu is crushed by sand and killed. R.I.P. possibly interesting boy, taken from us too soon. And I have insert memorial edit here.
You're in the arms of the angel.
We couldn't keep him because angels are meant to fly.
Oh god, I think we're going to talk about it later with the other Jonin and stuff, but it's so sad that there's so many interesting characters, and I think Naruto suffers from this in general, that just gets sidelined and we don't see them for chapters and chapters, and then they're there for a little bit, and then we're supposed to care about them for that little bit, but we haven't spent time with them for so long, and it sucks that we
Kishimoto has a small notebook for every character in Naruto, and he writes some interesting shit and then tosses it across the house. And if he finds it again, they get reinserted into the story, and then he tosses it again, and that's how it works.
Yeah. It sucks because I love so many of the characters. It's I feel like I could love even more if they were given some more attention.
Absolutely.
And if only there was a sequel show where we could do. Oh, it's terrible. Man. Kabuto and Baki the Sand Ninja are watching from a distance, and our boy Gecko was smoking kush in a nearby bush, and just so happens to spy on them while we're here. Kabuto and Baki tell us the big thing. There's an alliance, a very sketchy, tentative alliance between the Sound and Sand villages to destroy the Leaf Village. Dun dun dun! We knew this already, kind of. It was implied. There's a lot of tension, not sexual, between Baki and Kabuto. I'm skipping for time. It's just rare that Kabuto has non-sexual tension with anyone. And Kabuto goes, yo, kill that spy, to which Gecko goes, oh fuck, and bails. Or Gecko is just at that stage of being high where he's really paranoid someone else is going to notice how high he is, and so he ran because of that, and that disrupted them. Please respect my fanfiction. Baki chases Gecko and they face off. Gecko whips out his katana and rushes Baki with the Crescent Moon Dance sword technique. Baki says, nice cock, here's mine.
Mine's bigger.
And uses the wind sword jutsu.
However, a wind sword is a different story. No one can stop it.
Jesus Christ, Chris.
Speaking of cocks, we cut away to known pervert Jiraiya spying on girls swimming by a nearby waterfall. Boom, transition.
Yeah, no, that was an incredible transition. God damn it, Chris.
Jiraiya wants to teach Naruto to control the fox's chakra. Only way to do that, obviously, is via montage. And then something important happens. Do you remember that big frog from earlier? We learn about summoning jutsus. Basically, they're magical contracts signed between magic creatures, in this case frogs, and ninja. That's the big scroll Jiraiya carries on his back. It's not just to look cool, and he has Naruto sign it, which gives him the power to summon toads. He does not succeed at this at first. The Anbu Black Ops find Gecko's body because the wind slash from Baki killed him. R.I.P. our Taco Bell king. He's ripping fat clouds with the angels now.
I hate you.
Insert memorial edit here.
You're in the arms of the angels.
This one's for you, Gecko.
I hate you, Chris.
Saratobi is busy not canceling the Chunin exams, but we actually explain it this time. Orochimaru has sent a threat to the Leaf Village. If they cancel the Chunin exams, he will offer to ally with any other village as long as it's against the Leaf. Which is a baller threat.
It's pretty good.
I will make enemies you don't already have.
It's effectively the same as being like, if you don't give in to my demands, I will give a nuke to X country that wants to kill you.
Saratobi is negotiating with terrorists. Who would you rather have? Okay, Saratobi or George Bush?
Dude, I can't wait to talk about presidential jokes when we get to a later part in this episode, 3 hours from now.
I mean, they actually have a lot. I mean, they actually have a lot in common. Both, well, see, George Bush enacted No Child Left Behind, and Jiraiya just let a child left behind.
Wow!
Saratobi just believes in it.
Wow!
Orochimaru says he'll ally against anyone against Leaf. Great. Kakashi, meanwhile, is climbing mountains with one arm. That's not a joke. And Sasuke finds him. More on that shortly. Because wait, why isn't Sasuke in the hospital? Wait, Sasuke isn't in the hospital? No, he's not. But Sakura and Ino are waiting for Sasuke, who the doctor can't find. So they go to see Rock Lee, who also isn't where he's supposed to be. Nobody in this hospital is where they're supposed to be, which is in the hospital.
Yeah. Rock Lee is on that Sigma grind set, though, and mad respect for that.
Because with a broken arm and leg, Lee is outside doing push-ups because he's the fucking GOAT.
I love him so much.
Me too.
Ino informs us via flashback that the doctors do not expect Lee's arm and leg to ever recover, and for him to no longer to be a ninja. I wrote to no longer to be a ninja. That was a typo and not me saying it bad. I feel so bad for this dude.
It's so brutal because, again, he is doing the same thing of like, I have to do 200 push-ups, and if I don't do 200, I've got to do 1,000,000 squats, and guess what? He gets to like 195 or something.
That's like his whole bit, yeah.
And he fails, and then he passes out, and he wakes up, and Sakura has left him a flower. I wrote, as Sakura and Ino are walking away from the hospital, Ino is still carrying her flower and says,
What a waste of a perfectly good rose. Yeah.
Just leave the fucking flower for Rock Lee! Who are you going to give it to?
Why would I'd rather throw it away than Lee get it, and eats the flower.
Wild!
Sakura and Ino ruined what was a good scene on like several levels. There was the flower bit.
It's important for Sakura to be there.
Yes.
It is. They just ruined it by what Kishimoto wrote for their line. Them being there was fine. Sakura leaving the flower was fine. That was good. Ino not leaving the flower is just mean. Fucking bitch. And then
What is it that makes boys like that? They're always pushing things too far. Why ask me? I'm not a boy.
What the hell is that?
Fuck you! The scene was so good, and then you just tanked it.
Yeah,
what are you doing?
It's some line of like, Sakura says something, asks a question to Ino, and Ino's like, "Why are you asking me? I'm not a boy." And I'm like, "Y'all, come on! We didn't need to be like this."
I hate to admit it because I fucking hate Ino. There are several things in this arc where I'm like, I like what you did there. God damn it.
Yeah.
Shikamaru and Choji are training. This isn't important. Naruto summons another tadpole. This one has legs. This also isn't important. Then he summons a tadpole with arms and legs. This also isn't important.
Hey, just so you know, in the second annual character poll in the manga, that tadpole came in 21st place.
That's
Put some
so
respect for the
funny.
tadpole.
Was that like a campaign to like get him up there?
I don't know. It got more votes than 1010 though, and that's all I care about. 1010 was like 26th place, and the tadpole with only 2 legs was 21st.
That's so funny. Thank you for bringing that to us.
Can you imagine being Kishimoto and seeing that list of characters and like, oh, what? Who was that?
Yeah, I'd be like, fuck yeah, sweet tadpole, me.
Ridley.
Also, secondary joke, Masashi Kishimoto also got more votes than 1010 as the best character in Naruto.
Oh, that's
Well,
Yeah, I feel like Kishimoto
with that.
saw that list and was like, that tadpole does belong to be higher than 1010. That's correct. This is a good list.
like, oh, my narrative is working as intended.
Really 882 in the chat says this is like Kobeni's car from Chainsaw Man. That's so good.
Yes, this also doesn't matter, but Jiraiya is once again peeping on ladies, one of which has a can of soda. Weird Naruto technology thing number 4, cans of soda.
Did you guys talk about in the because I don't remember, there was like there's a scene in the Forest of Death where
VHS tapes.
no, Sakura like mentions that one of like I think it was a cockroach or the centipede.
That creepy thing's as big as a bus.
Oh yes, I
Did
think.
you have a bus? Did you have a reference for a bus?
Also, we all freaked out about VHS.
See?
Anko and Sarutobi are talking about Orochimaru, and Sarutobi says he doesn't think he could beat Orochimaru if it came down to it and they had to fight. If they had to fight, of course. If. Is it still called foreshadowing if they're spinning a sign and doing backflips while they do it?
Yeah. It's good though. I like it.
It's like foretelling.
Okay, yeah. Naruto still can't summon the toad, so Jiraiya's solution is to attempt to kill Naruto. He throws him down a big spiked crevasse. You know, that thing we have in the Leaf Village, the big spiked crevasse.
Question: is this ever revealed to be a effect of the Ninetales attack on the village a decade or so ago?
Oh, I just figured it was for training.
I assumed it was a leftover from the QB's attack, but I might have.
That'd be cool.
It never gets brought up in what I watch, so maybe I don't remember it, or maybe I'm misremembering it.
Or maybe it was cut because it was important.
I don't. Jiraiya says something about the cavern, about the cliff, but I don't think it's anything about where it came from.
Okay.
I don't, because I believe this cliff comes back later, or like this crevasse comes back later, and like no one ever talks about it.
Number 24 Insane says, I don't think it is. I mean, this village does have its own forest of death. That's a good point.
Yeah, I think it's just another fucked up training area.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sarutobi goes and talks to Konohamaru's class. Who cares? But, you know, they're trying to make us care about the Hokage. I wonder why.
Hey, this scene is actually pretty good. The fact that they're talking about Hokages and the Hokage shows up to kind of dunk on Iruka Sensei in front of his class is really funny to me.
It does feel like this should probably be planned. Like once a year he shows up for the Hokage Day. Like it's one day out of his schedule. It can't be that bad.
And also, I don't know if you have a joke for this. One kid gets up to say that he's going to be the 5th Hokage. And Iruka says that he needs to get his grades up, which like the class laughs at him for. This kid is wearing a button-up and a tie at age 6. This kid is going to be an accountant. He's not a ninja. I'm sorry.
Licey!
He's a ninja accountant.
Yeah.
That guy in last episode was just like Teddy Roosevelt. What the fuck is going on with these ninjas?
I hope that kid randomly shows up in Boruto or something and is a god.
That'd be really funny.
Yeah, but he can't be the 5th Hokage, can he?
It wouldn't be 5th. It would be like
8th,
7th or 8th. Yeah.
Because spoilers, we get the 5th really soon. Because the 4th's already dead. It definitely isn't Naruto's dad. Please stop asking questions about that.
They do start foreshadowing. Speaking of foreshadowing,
they did start foreshadowing it.
They
Yeah.
do start to beat you over the head with that in this arc.
Yeah, but at this point we get
bit,
the first image of Minato.
Yeah, we get the first
we
color
like see
image,
like
yeah.
Sarutobi's whole day, like he wakes up, he makes tea, yada yada, and he looks at all the portraits of the dead Hokage, and like we see Minato's face up close, and it's like, yeah, it's fucking Naruto's dad. Look at him.
He's the only person with the same color of hair that we've ever seen.
And you just took the fucking whiskers off his face and called it a day.
Hey, his hair is way spikier than Naruto.
No, I meant on the face. I meant on the face design. Yes, his hair. It's also a different shade of yellow, which I think was a nice little like possible misleader. Naruto wakes up. Sort of. He's in some sort of weird water pipe building. It's like a bunch of cement walls with pipes and shallow water. Millhouse would love this place because his ankles would be bone dry.
Hey, my feet are soaked, but my cups are bone dry. Everything's coming up Millhouse.
Wow.
He's in his mind palace.
Yes. We learned this is inside of Naruto's mind, soul, chakra zone, whatever. And for the first time, Naruto comes face to face with the nine-tailed fox. The fox appears here as a massive set of eyes and teeth is locked behind a big menacing gate. And the fox delights at the idea of killing Naruto and finally being free. Naruto responds by telling the Kyuubi that he's in his body, so he has to pay rent. Just awesome.
Naruto's a landlord. Cancel him.
Well, Naruto's a respectable landlord because he let the Kyuubi get away with like 13 years of unpaid before he finally was like, you gotta give me something.
That's pretty chill for most landlords.
He's an ethical landlord.
He's the Tom Nook of landlords.
Sure, yeah. The fox admires Naruto's bravery and agrees to give him access to some chakra. For now. Before we move on, the Kyuubi's prison. This water thing inside of Naruto. Thoughts?
Yeah.
I mean, it's meant to exemplify an internal prison, and it does that fine enough.
Yeah, I don't think any of it like necessarily was like this is designed based on Naruto's personality or from what I've learned of the Kyuubi's personality, but like
I disagree.
Okay, please, no, go on.
I think it's directly inspired by the Kyuubi, who yearns to be a free fire creature from the land of fire, but is trapped in a cramped building, which is something completely the antithesis of nature is a building, and the most human-like building is going to be this big, ugly cement thing, and there's water on the ground because it's the opposite of fire.
Okay, I like that then. Hell yeah. 10 out of 10. You convinced me.
Naruto goes to summon again and summons a toad. A big toad. A massive toad. He summons the chief toad. The great toad Gamabunta.
Yeah.
Gamabunta is a massive toad who wears a sweet-ass jacket and smokes a giant pipe. He's so rad.
Don't forget his sword.
And his tongue
is
piercings.
very cool.
I love Gamabunta.
You're gonna hate me for this. He has piercings like every several
on the tongue,
tenths of the feet on his tongue. What that tongue do?
Are those? I didn't realize those were
not a slug.
I thought that was just like weird bumpy things on his tongue.
Oh no, they're
metal
piercings. They're definitely piercings.
He has to do that for him.
Well, that was my immediate question. I was like, are they real or does he just choose how he looks?
I'm sorry, number 24 Insane just made the best joke ever. Ribbit for her pleasure. Wow.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
That's really good.
This is why we do this fucking shit. Gamabunta tells Naruto to get bent and asks where Jiraiya is. They shit talk Jiraiya, which is funny, and Naruto tells Gamabunta he's the one who summoned him, which the toad does not believe. Naruto has to prove he's strong enough to summon Gamabunta, and he's going to do this by staying on Gamabunta's back as the chief toad tries to knock him off. Naruto goes toad riding. Fun fact, in professional bull riding, you only have to stay on the bull for 8 seconds, and you score points based upon how much control you show while riding on the bull, plus a score for the bull, which is given based on how hard the bull bucks.
Wait, bulls earn points in bull riding?
Yes, the bulls and the riders both earn points.
That's wild. The more you know.
The Sand siblings are hanging out in the village, and it's their turn to flashback. We learn why the Sand wants to betray the Leaf. Basically, politics happened, and the Sand village is super weak right now, and it's basically kind of a shit deal they signed with the Leaf after the last Great Shinobi War, and this plan to ally with the Sand village to destroy the Leaf village was the plan of the Kazekage, leader of the Sand village. More on that.
The Sand village is Italy after World War I.
Yeah, sure. Or the South after the Civil War.
And then they ally with Germany. Just to do a World War II.
With Ninja Hitler. Oh my god.
The fact that they start talking about like the feudal lords are like ruling over the actual like individual ninja villages is an interesting dynamic with like the politics.
Does
it's
that
not
come up
explained
so
later.
much. The feudal lords will come up frequently.
Okay, yeah, because they get a lot of screen time later, so like they're showing up.
Let's not say a lot of screen time later.
Yeah, they're in the crowd and like they're talking and stuff. They do come back a few times in the series, sometimes of varying importance, but they do come back.
Naruto almost falls off of Gamabunch's back and summons a bunch of toads to do like a barrel of monkeys maneuver so he can stay on.
You mean clones?
Also, this is all anime original. None of this happens in the manga.
Gamabunch just accepts him.
They shit talk each other for a bit, and Naruto passes out. And then when Gamabunta jumps out of the cavern, he notices Naruto's name on the scroll and goes, pretty impressive.
Okay.
And that's
cool.
Naruto passes out from using too much chakra, and the Chief Toad catches him on his tongue and accepts him as a pretty good shinobi, drops him off at the hospital, and then goes,
Naruto's a monkey, huh?
Thanks, Gamabunta. See you later, bud.
See you at the end of the arc, buddy.
We fade back to learn the Sand Village losers lost Gaara.
You idiots! Didn't I tell you not to let him out of your sight for a second?
Huh? More on that in a second.
How do you do that? You have one job.
There's fucking 3 of you, and you have one job. Like, you can take shifts, you idiots. Naruto wakes up, and Shikamaru is here, and he has a fruit basket. If I knew anything about the anime fruit baskets, I'd make a joke here, but I don't.
It's also called Fruits Basket, but yeah.
Shut up.
Undeniable proof. I see there is still much to learn of this world.
It is actually calm down.
Listen, you were gonna get a comment. I was trying to save you.
If you're commenting that, just comment "shut up" instead. Get his ass. Turn on. Side with me.
In 2 months from now, when this gets put up, I will have forgotten this conversation. So if I see a comment that says "shut up," I'll be like, "No, why are they being mean?"
Shikamaru informs us that Naruto was asleep.
They said you've been out cold like this for 3 days straight.
3 days? 3 days straight?
And the prom's tomorrow!
The final exam's tomorrow.
Hey, it's cliche, but it's, yeah.
Shikamaru is here for Choji. This doesn't matter. This is step 1 of the Shikamaru-Naruto friendship, something which Kishimoto retconned the fuck out of later and say they were friends even when they were kids. Look, I drew it. Fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
Which is inspired retconning. We find Gaara, or more accurately, Gaara's creeping around the hospital and finds Rock Lee? Yes, Gaara approaches Lee, who is laying in his hospital bed, and Gaara, high off secondhand smoke from the Gecko murder, is tripping and freaked out about Guy saving Lee.
Didn't kill Gecko?
No, I know, but he was in the relative area, and Gecko smokes fat clouds.
Okay, sure.
Sure. He's freaking out about Guy saving Lee, and also having vague flashbacks, which we'll learn more about later. Don't worry, I compiled them all into one section. This whole segment, people are going in and out of hospital rooms, but none of them are any of the right ones. What's the bit in Scooby-Doo where they run back and forth in the hallways?
This segment, like, I
so long.
Do not remember it at all, but watching it back, I was like, this is a really compelling segment.
Oh, it's so tense.
It's so like yes, it's every time a door opens or there's a shadow in a door frame, you're like, who's it gonna be? Which room are they entering? But like
they do
really
another good bit with Gaara and tension later on. Gaara readies his sand to kill Lee, but he can't move because Naruto and Shikamaru arrive just in the nick of time, and Shikamaru has Gaara with the shadow possession. I just love, no matter how powerful you are, he gets you with that shadow, you can't do anything. That's great.
Yeah.
It's like that, I talk about all the time, it's like that one Marine in One Piece who has the rust power, and therefore, if you have a sword, can't fuck with him.
Fucked.
He shows up for like a second in the whole thing, and it's like, that guy's so strong because of that one weird power.
Can I, before you go further into this bit, there's one line that I want to draw attention to. as Gaara is stepping into the hospital, Shikamaru has a sand timer with him because he's doing some sort of game or whatever, and it stops. The sand stops entirely.
Huh? The sand stopped? What's up with that? Did they forget to wind it or something?
Fucking idiot. It's such a funny line from a really smart guy. I love that.
He's saying it as a joke. It's just funny.
Yeah, but shouldn't he be like, wait, this isn't good?
Freaking out, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but he cracks jokes in the face of pressure. It's kind of
for sure. Also, Naruto is like, oh, we should eat this food in front of Choji, like a fucking psychopath.
I like how Shikamaru is like totally with it too. He's like,
he's like,
let's eat it in front of Choji. It'll drive him crazy.
Man, that's mean. I like it.
Yeah, let's go fuck this guy up.
Because Kishimoto just said, what if these two were best friends from now on?
Yeah, it's really funny.
Bullshit. Naruto and Shikamaru are like, the fuck's your problem, asshole? To which Gaara tells them he's here to kill Lee straight up and says,
it's nothing that complicated. I simply want to kill him, that's all.
Which is also not true. You clearly have a reason. Whatever. Gaara warns Shikamaru and Naruto to go away or he'll kill them too. Shikamaru wants to bluff his way out, but Gaara's not buying it.
Yeah.
Instead, Naruto cuts a promo on Gaara.
He can act like a demon if he wants to, but you know what? I got the real thing inside of me.
Accurate, actually. Weird.
In general, I was shocked that they started raising the parallels between the two of them this bluntly, this early.
I was thinking that during this, but also it makes it so clear. Oh, Naruto and Gaara are the last fight. Sasuke's not gonna. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but guess what the name of the fucking anime is? I don't care.
Yeah, Sasuke's your antagonist. He's allowed to get the last hit in.
Maybe in another arc, but not this one.
Yeah, you're right. There is a specific arc where Sasuke wins.
Yeah, exactly. It's so good. I genuinely forgot that they started building the parallels between the two of them this early, and the fact that Naruto like freezes in this moment because he's like, "Holy shit! I could have become this guy."
This arc's good. I hate to say it. I think Naruto might be good.
Hot take.
We get Gaara backstory. He was born a monster. He's like Bane. I was born in the darkness. And he is infused with an evil sand spirit. Shut up.
Its name is Shukaku, and it's the living incarnation of an old monk of the Sand Village who'd been sealed up in a jar of tea.
That's right. At this point of the anime and manga, Shukaku is not one of the tailed beasts like the nine-tailed fox. It's just a different kind of demon, and I have no problem telling everyone present here this will be retconned because Kishimoto literally said, I hadn't thought of it yet, and later thought, yeah, Shukaku must be one of the demons.
Is it true?
Yes. Yes. I did a bit of research here at the time of writing. Kishimoto had not decided on there being multiple tailed beasts. The Kyuubi, the Night Fox, was supposed to be one of a kind of its own. There were supposed to be regional beasts that were each elemental. So obviously wind for Shukaku, fire for Kyuubi, etc. and so forth. But they were elemental. The tails wasn't a thing at all.
I mean, two things. One, thank God he retconned it to be that, but also, what?
Yeah. Shukaku was originally supposed to just be an evil spirit, which eventually Naruto would banish. The whole thing of a demon being sealed in the teapot of a monk is based off of a Japanese folktale called Bunbuku Chagama. In this tale, the self-titled Bunbuku Chagama is the name of a tea kettle owned by the priest Shukaku. The kettle turns out to be an ancient raccoon dog, or tanuki, disguising himself as a tea kettle for reasons I didn't understand. Go read the Wikipedia article. I guarantee you'll be lost too. In most folktale versions, the tanuki transforms into a kettle so that its human friend or benefactor can make profit by selling the fake tea kettle, typically to a priest, which will then turn back into a tanuki and return to the owner. What's your favorite version of the Bunbuku Chagama? Comment down below.
Shut up.
We're gonna comment that's like, well, the 1622 version's really good in my opinion.
Oh my god.
And shout out to that person. More Gaara backstory. His mom died in childbirth, and his father has been attempting to kill him constantly since he was 6 years old. Hey, Sand Village? I don't know. I think you guys might be the problem with your own village. Maybe stop blaming the leaf and stop murdering children.
Yeah.
Well, trying to.
Try failing to murder.
You need to do that right.
Come on, either stop doing it or get better at it.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Pick a lane.
I think after they failed to kill Gaara like the 17th time, they should have been like, all right, let's maybe make friends with him.
Yeah, like,
or get him some therapy, at least.
He'd be such an easier weapon if you filled him with blind patriotism, like he's a fucking 11-year-old browsing alpha YouTube.
I'm a white guy. I'm ready to kill. I'm a primitive. I'm like a raccoon in the garage. I basically am a fraud.
Gaara tells us the only reason to worth living is to have purpose. Gaara's purpose is to live only for himself, to survive, and to love himself, which sounds fine, but his way of doing that is to kill people, so it's not fun.
Killing everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, until he is the
alive
last living creature.
Great raison d'etre. Murder everyone.
Wow, you also have raison d'etre in your art. You know, that's incredible.
I watched Ergo Proxy.
Gaara tells us the only reason worth living is to have purpose, blah, 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 blah. Gaara goes to then kill Naruto and Shikamaru, but Gaia shows up to stop the murder time, and Gaara freaks out about this and says, I'll kill you tomorrow.
All the same, I will kill you. Just you wait.
Which, like, has to be grounds for disqualification. I don't know, whatever, it's fine.
Well, no, they go over the rules when you get there, and you can kill them.
You can kill them, but you should be planning to kill them.
I mean,
whatever. I'm skipping the rest of that. We get a few more vignettes right before the Chunin exams start properly. I'm going to breeze through these too. Ishiraku Ramen. The owner and his daughter, Ayame, hook Naruto up with an absolutely massive bowl of ramen so he eats good. Fucking love the Ichiraku family.
Yeah, they deserve all the success they get later on.
At a bar, we meet Ina Shikacho, but not the ones we already know. This is their parents, Inoichi, Shikaku, different than Shikaku, and Choza, Yamanaka, Nara, and Akimichi, respectively. This isn't super important, but I love the older designs here. They're so nice.
They're cool.
And also, you get like a preview of what they're all going to look like, minus, I guess, gender difference, but still. Shikamaru tells his dad to get his drunk ass home, who doesn't know his son is competing in the finals tomorrow.
I wrote, Shikamaru's dad acting like he didn't know his son was competing is wild.
And the worst thing is I'm certain that he's lying. Me too. Which is just fucked up.
Yes.
To be fair, like I could totally see Shikaku not paying attention to the Chunin exams, and then Shikamaru just not mentioning it ever.
Yeah. That's a really good argument. They have that dynamic.
The Sand siblings, we cut to them for their vignette. They're all preparing their gear, and everyone says,
Tomorrow, huh?
Tomorrow.
I love you tomorrow.
Wow.
You're always
Bridge being the one making a musical reference. Hell yeah.
Tenten is training with known misogynist Neji Hyuga, but doesn't get to say anything, else she would get a back fist.
Jesus Christ.
That's terrible. I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, you did.
Shino, his whole vignette, is on a rock, and he's got bugs. That's the whole vignette.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Naruto goes to the training grounds, and Hinata is there, and they have a brief and awkward conversation. The main notes are that we're shown that Naruto is nervous about fighting Neji, but Hinata reminds Naruto it was only because of him that she was able to stand up to Neji and, in her own words, become strong, and for the first time in her life, she actually likes herself. Naruto, for the first time in the anime at least, shows us some vulnerability.
It's so good!
I may look strong to you, but all I ever do is mess things up. I act tough because I'm so frustrated. But underneath it all, I just feel like I'm a huge failure.
No, that's not true.
So emotionally available for a 12-year-old.
I literally wrote, I don't remember the scene being so incredible and like how emotionally vulnerable he gets with her and how honest he gets with her.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Hinata
should have been shipped. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's almost like these two should get married, you know?
Hold on.
Even when you messed up, you were always how can I say this? A proud failure from my point of view.
Huh?
And it sounds like a joke, but it's incredibly wholesome. She praises him for being so willing to fail and for never giving up when he does repeatedly fail. And this scene is just fucking good. Kishimoto wrote a really good heart-to-heart character between two characters, one male, one female. The only downside is Hinata's doing the ooh fingers, but like she kind of invented that, so it's fine. Not actually, you know what I mean. Naruto
I gotta do my
says
Hinata impression every time I can.
You're literally required to. I should start dubbing over it with you when she says it.
And you'll never know which one's which.
Naruto also says, "Hey Hinata, I always thought you were kind of gloomy, timid, always terrified, and basically a big weirdo. But you know what?
I actually like people like you."
Which is both funny and like a pretty solid Naruto Hinata ship fuel. The ship's sailing, people!
It's the thing where like I like people like you is such a good like, oh yeah, he almost said it and she's gonna misconstrue it into a thing. But guess what? Naruto's also an idiot, and 20 years from, not 20 years from now, some years from now, guess what? They're gonna do
years from now. Hey, chat, here's my promise to you, because I know people love that movie. If we make it all the way through Shippuden, we'll watch the canon movie that fills the gap and shows them getting married. That's my promise to you. If we make it all the way through the rest of that bullshit.
Come back for that in 2027.
Seriously. Naruto also promises to beat Neji's pasty ass. Fuck yeah. Everybody makes their way to the big arena, and the Kazekage arrives in the village, and everybody's here except Sasuke and Dosu, but we know about that one. The Kazekage goes and sits by Sarutobi, and these two have what couldn't possibly be a menacing and veiled conversation. Couldn't be.
Totally friendly guy.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. He's like, wasn't he like, you're getting really old. You should probably think about retiring.
He says,
isn't it about time you decided who will succeed you as Hokage?
It's Orochimaru, and he's got that whole complex.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Good stuff. I like that.
Oh, shut up. The Hokage says, let's get ready to rumble. And we pan over to the Tony Hawk Pro Skater looking ass crowd. And we learn that Dosu is out. So it's going to go straight to Tamari vs. Shikamaru. That little preliminary round won't matter. We already knew that. We also get a flashback of Gaara spying on Sasuke training with Kakashi. It's not important now, but they put this ugly ass, like, recent flashback filter over it that's so much worse than the regular one. Spicy. Gecko is fucking dead. So we have the Jonin with the toothpick in his mouth here to ref the fights. Pridge, what's this guy's name?
Pringus Chan.
Jimmy Toothpicks.
Well, you'll have to wait and stop reading the chat for when I reveal it later.
Okay.
Thought you were just gonna do it now, but all right.
Nope. Now first, and right off the bat, let's fucking go. Naruto Uzumaki versus Men's Right Hyuga. Sorry, I mean Neji. Naruto versus Neji. They step into the middle, and Naruto tells Neji he's gonna beat his ass, to which Neji goes, nah.
Genuinely, they cut a promo on each other that is like,
it's shit.
Really good. No, I like the promo.
Wait, there's good ones in a second, but that first one's bad.
Okay, fair.
Are we gonna stand here talking all day? Let's get going! Show me what you got!
Then maybe that's
in
what
the crowd are Hinata's dad, fuck this dude, and Hinata's younger sister Hanabi, who isn't important, but I know people are horny about in Boruto. I know the internet. Well, when she's an adult at that point.
She's an adult.
Yeah, but I don't like it. Still.
Naruto launches some kunai at Neji, which he blocks, and he does a swinging punch and kick combo, which Neji blocks. Naruto spends a key point to use flurry of blows, and rolls to attack, but can't meet Neji's AC, so Neji blocks. We continue with Naruto being unable to hit Neji, and Neji hits Naruto with a palm strike and strikes at Naruto's chakra system. Naruto summons shadow clones, to which Sakura goes,
That's using your head, Naruto.
Like, it's not the main thing that he fucking does, Sakura.
One question, and I might be crazy wrong on this. Is the animation quality, do you think it took a dip for this fight scene compared to like some of the other fights we saw in the Chunin Exams prior?
It's the spinning. It's Neji's spinning is really weirdly animated.
I think not even necessarily that. I don't know. Maybe it was just me, but like watching this.
We also saved most of it for the Sasuke Gaara fight.
Yeah, it just felt like they put the budget into other points, and this fight got the back end.
So here's my actual point on that, is that this is the same arc as last time on Save Maya.
For sure.
Like in production schedule. And they blew the budget out in the first round of fights.
On the Rock Lee Gaara fight, yeah.
And the Orochimaru fight in the forest. The clones and Naruto rush, and Neji dodges and blocks everything. And oh boy, time for a Neji promo. He tells Naruto, you can never be Hokage because, once again, people are born a certain way and you're chosen by destiny and fate.
Each person is given his own path to follow, and he must follow it obediently.
And man, Neji's never beaten the allegations with his fucking word choice. Obediently? Are you kidding me?
He does say there's only one destiny we all share.
Death.
What a fucking loser.
Which will be profound later, but he actually doesn't know that, so he's a fucking asshole.
It'd also be funny later when Neji realizes the guy he'd said all of this to is the fucking Hokage's son.
Yeah, well.
Oh yeah. What? No. Spoilers, though.
That's a really good point.
Naruto makes a shitload of clones and Neji fights them all before he rushes one in particular that's standing in the back hiding, because he sees that one must be the real Naruto since it's staying safe. But swerve, you dumb bitch! That was a clone too! Naruto does a big punch and does connect, but it doesn't hurt Neji, and it's now we learn about Neji's and the Hyuga clan's extended gimmick, the perfect defense. And the trigram palm rotations. I have no clue what the fuck a trigram is, but Tenten explains it's a Hyuga technique. Basically, they spin around real fast and do like a spinning strike. The higher number of trigrams, the more handsome it is. Neji can do 8 trigrams, 64 palm.
I wrote Nintendo 64 palms.
That's good.
Nothing. Also, Tenten canonically says Neji can release chakra from several points on his body. Is that anything? They're minors.
Yeah.
That's not a joke.
Well, do those two bone later? I feel like they bone later.
No, they canonically don't.
No, they don't.
Oh, really?
Well, I can't.
God,
no spoilers.
You gotta watch Shippuden to find out why.
Neji literally can't not fumble the fucking bag.
You're right. I haven't lost my virginity. Huh? Because I never lose.
He unleashes this on Naruto, striking him with 2 strikes, then 4, 8, 16, you get it. And lays out Naruto
Math
with this...
is fun.
Math! Squaring numbers! It's 2! You double that, you double that!
He's the trigonometry ninja.
My god. No, Kabuto makes them fall asleep, not Neji.
Oh, good.
He lays Naruto out with the 64 palm strike. It looks cool. We're starting to see the upper limits, though, of how Kishimoto can show the hand-to-hand combat while also making it magical bullshit at the same time. But I still like it.
There's a thing that the characters do sometimes, and I think Sasuke did it in the fight against Orochimaru in the Forest of Death, and I think it's like a martial arts thing, but it's something that I like so much. It's when like they do something really, really crazy, and then they go take a pose and they get it to stance. They go after doing that. I think Neji did that after he did that to Naruto with the
Hyugas
afterwards.
The Hyuga all do shote, which is like that palm strike they do. It's kind of like this, which is like a super traditional Japanese martial art. And then every time after they finish it, I always like that they do step back into stance and like slide their foot back like they're an earthbender. I think that's like really nice. Like it's a good consistency too, because even we'll see like a sky shot of Hiyashi later. He does it too, and I'm like, God, that's just like Kishimoto actually likes martial arts, and he's an interested in, and that's cool to see. We spend way too much time with Hinata's shitty dad, who is like, this lesser-born child is the best Hyuga? Fuck this creep. And also fuck him later and forever, because I don't care about what he says later, he's a piece of shit. Neji promo time. He tells Naruto he shut down all his chakra points. Nice try, but it's over, loser. He calls him a loser. Naruto thinks...
Nothing personnel, kid.
Yeah. He's like, what? You're losing this match. Objectively, you're a loser. I can't be taken down for this. Naruto thinks about Lee and Hinata and gets up, telling Neji he's a big bitch. But he doesn't give a fuck about the Hyuga clan drama, and it doesn't give Neji the right to call people failures and to look down on people. Because you're not defined by the circumstances you're born into, and for fuck's sake, Neji, you don't have to be an asshole just because your clan are a bunch of chodes.
Chris, did you just quote Mewtwo?
I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are.
Yes!
Thank you!
Because Mewtwo's woke!
Mewtwo is woke.
They talk about how, like, Neji, a bunch in this arc, is, like, from a branch family.
Yes.
He is the son of the head of the family's twin brother.
Yeah, he's about
genetically, they are basically the same.
He's probably like
Neji is from a genetic standpoint might as well be that guy's kid. And he's like,
Hiyashi sucks massive butt, but like Neji probably has it better than a lot of people in the branch family.
Undeniably.
Neji, annoyed that Naruto would dare tell him to, I don't know, break the cycle of abuse and be an agent of change, and maybe get some fucking therapy, decides that fuck that, I'll go into Hyuga backstory mode where you can't hurt me. And Christ's sake, prepare yourselves. Neji starts this by saying,
"Very well. As you're so interested, I'll tell you about it. The Hyuga clan's heritage of hatred."
And I'm like, no. Neji, then, and there's no good way to talk about this, so let's just say it. Neji, let's talk about his swastika.
I was about to say, I have written in my notes, his head mark could be a lot better.
Yeah, he has a hooked cross, a swastika on his head.
Yeah.
Now, to clarify, of course, this is the Buddhist symbol and not the Nazi one.
Yes.
And in the anime, they fix it so it's just an X, like just an X. Good move.
Yeah.
Although there is something to be said about the incredible irony of the fact that it's kind of like a yellow star in the Hyuga culture, and that it is also a swastika, which like doesn't mean as much in Japan as it does here, but it's just like, what a crazy ass coincidence. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is simply a cultural thing where obviously for white Westerners,
100%.
the hook cross only really has one
interpretation,
one meaning to us, but that is a symbol that exists in multiple, not even just East Asian societies. It's also there's also a hooked cross in Native American societies as well. It's one of those
had
things.
Lots of meetings long before the Germans did things to it.
This feels very weird to see it, but obviously, I mean, I'm assuming Kishimoto knows enough about World War II to know that the Nazis used the swastika, but clearly they don't have the same automatic association as obviously as white Western culture does. So, like, again, obviously the anime censored it because it's going to a worldwide audience. That makes 100% sense. But it's not weird to see it in the manga.
I feel like, too, Kishimoto, especially for the time, wasn't thinking people outside Japan are going to read this.
Yeah, so the anime, he got an X on his head. Great. What is it? Well, it's a curse mark, because we can't have enough of those, that the main Hyuga branch puts on members of the side branch. Why? Honestly, I have a bunch more notes written here. I still don't fully understand why. I think I do, but we'll find out. If you're not the main direct line of succession, you get the brand put on you. This happened to Neji's dad, who is a twin brother of Hinata's dad. So even if you're in the main line, but you're a sibling, get fucked. Because he was born 2 minutes later, he gets boned and gets the mark put on him. So that means there's like at max like 10 people that don't have the fucking brand on them. That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, rise up. What? Like, why? Stop letting them do this to you.
This is to prevent them from crossbreeding with other people to give them the Byakugan. They want to keep the Byakugan within the family.
Was that what
so
it is?
if they can slave brain you to, guess what? You have to stay within our family. It's very messed up.
So a shitload of Hyuga die virgins.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
just a lot of
Rose very soft. Was brutal. Oh my god!
I think that is right though what Chad is saying, because I think Neji like ends off this whole thing with saying like the Hyuga clan dies with like his whole thing about fate.
That is the thing I understand about it is the curse mark means when you die, your eye loses the Byakugan.
Yeah, you die with the secret of the Byakugan.
Although the not breeding outside of the clan thing makes a lot of sense for how the Hyuga act.
Number 24 Insane also says the symbol on your forehead destroys your eyes if you die.
Yeah. That's what I was just saying.
That's wild.
I didn't realize it destroyed the eyes. I thought it meant you didn't have the Byakugan anymore. What? So you die and then you fucking
your eyes just explode? What?
Which is also kind of spoilery stuff, which like prevents stuff that other ninja do in the future with other eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, telling you, guys, real big in Naruto.
Yeah.
That is the one kind of surgery they have nailed down in this world for some reason.
When's the Naruto medical show?
So much so that a literal child can do it. Kakashi.
Medical ninja school day one is like, all right, so this is how you do CPR, and this is how you switch eyes with people.
On Hinata's 3rd birthday, Neji got the curse mark, and we're shown the power of the curse mark. okay, Neji and his dad are with Hinata and her dad, and Hinata is training, and Neji's dad, for some reason, activates the Byakugan, and Hinata's dad goes, a threat, and then activates the curse mark. What was Neji's dad doing?
Yeah,
just like looking kind of mean, I think.
Yeah, because he looked angry, which is why, like, I think the threat was perceived. What? Anyway, we don't have time.
I assume he was like trying to read the fight better because that's what the Byakugan.
No, he was clearly angry because he was like clenching his fists on his kimono and like.
I think he was just mad because Neji asked him a question or said something that made him angry, and then Hiyashi was like,
"Why do you activate the Byakugan?" Whatever.
No angry.
We literally don't have time. Basically, anyone from the main family can trigger the mark, and it makes your head hurt real bad and can kill you if it used like to an extent. Neji explains the curse mark is so the main branch can control the other members of the clan, and it ensures the safety of the main branch, which doesn't really explain why they do it, but chat did. Thank you. That is a benefit of the curse mark, but it is like, why don't they all just like work together to achieve a common goal? Like some sort of, what's the word? Oh, family. They instead need overcomplicated slavery. More complicated backstory. A visiting ninja from the Land of Lightning tried to kidnap baby Hinata. Hinata's dad killed this man. Land of Lightning was like, nuh-uh, and demanded a life for life, which is bullshit. You committed a crime. But they want the eyes of a Hyuga, blah, 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 blah. Specifically, they want Hiyashi, Hinata's dad, to die for it. But the leaf settled on his twin brother Hizashi, Neji's dad, who they would pretend was Hiyashi, which, Neji, that sucks, dog. Sorry about that. You're still a though. Like, after all this, Neji is immediately like,
your destiny was decided the moment I was chosen as your opponent. It's your destiny to lose to me, and that's it.
He tells Naruto it's all about fate, you can't escape fate, and unlike Merida in the hit Disney Pixar film Brave,
if you had the chance to change your fate, would you?
You can't change your fate. Wow. And Naruto's fate here is to lose to Neji.
Also important to note, when they're discussing the whole kill the brother, swap the plan thing, the third Hokage is there and does not object to it because he's bad at his job.
He's so bad. he like the head of the Hyuga clan is like leading the conversation about like national security, and Saratobi's just like, I agree. Yes. Mm-hmm.
He looks slightly upset about it. That's it. Yeah. He's like, bummer, someone has to die. That mildly irks me. Bummer.
Which, like, Hiyashi's a fuckhead, but also, I hate you, Saratobi. Naruto basically repeats my sentiment of, sorry that happened to you, Neji, but you don't have to be such a cunt about it.
So your father was killed a long time ago, and I know it wasn't fair, and maybe you're upset about that. I understand, but that's got nothing to do with destiny.
And in fact, if you want people to hear your plight and be sympathetic, maybe being an asshole from the jump isn't the way to go about it. Neji lays out Naruto with a palm strike and tells the referee to call the match. We just did this with Kiba last time. Naruto gets up and tells us,
I don't quit, and I don't go back on my word. That's my ninja way.
We just did this with Kiba last time.
Yeah, but
you would have just copy and pasted the segment.
He's got to do it again.
Gotta do it again.
Believe it. The camera cuts to Ino and Sakura just jaws dropped because Naruto got up again, presumably swooning, and if not, please respect my fanfiction. It's time for lessons, children. The lesson of this fight is to not assume you understand / know the circumstances another person is living with / going through.
You don't know what it's like to be branded with a mark that sets you apart.
As we cut to imagery of Naruto with the QB and sitting on sadness of swing of sadness, theme of swing from Naruto Sadness Edition.
Fucking swing.
The swing gets so much playtime in this arc. Naruto calls out Neji for his bullshit and says you hate Hinata because her father was born before yours, something that not only she had no control over, but had fuck all to do with. She wasn't born yet. Calls Neji a hypocrite, and Neji once again goes, nuh-uh. And we leave promo time and go back to fight time. Neji says, Naruto, you can't summon chakra, dumbass. I turned off your chakra. And Naruto says, bet, and does his DBZ-esque power-up, and he summons the chakra of the fox. Mm-hmm. Super cool visual here. We talk about like that other view we see the Byakugan with. We see, and the Sharingan, we see the chakra lines throughout like Naruto's body, but when Naruto powers up here, the chakra overflows and bursts out of the frame of Naruto before turning into a fox face, and Neji's like,
yes.
whole crowd, by the way, should be A, freaking the fuck out, like everyone that knows what the fox is, and somebody put a stop to this. He just pulled out a nuke, basically. Like he's gonna kill Neji, get in there! Sarutobi acknowledges the fox's chakra and then doesn't step in, because why would he do his fucking job?
No question, it's the chakra of the nine-tailed fox. But when did this boy learn how to harness its strength?
Naruto dashes and throws shuriken, which Neji blocks with the perfect rotation. He launches them back, who is full on like Dragon Ball instant transmissioning around the fight. They throw kunai that clash, and then they catch the other person's kunai in mid-air, turn around and clash again. It's very cool. Naruto rushes Neji, and as we hear Neji's monologuing, Naruto once again points out that Neji has all this rhetoric about following and obeying your destiny, but not only does he not believe that, he also isn't even practicing it. He's actively rebelling against his destiny by trying to be the Hyuga clan's like #1. So fuck off.
Yeah.
And Naruto says when he's Hokage,
I'll change the way of the Hyuga clan! After I become Hokage!
which is sick. Because at this point, he does not know he'll be marrying Hinata. if he knew that, it would be less sick. And they collide, forming a giant smoke cloud. And when that clears, they're both in big holes in the ground. And I shit you fucking not, Naruto is laying in the Yamcha death pose. Awesome. Toothpick-chan, our proctor, goes to call the match. But wait, a second Naruto has hit the Neji. Bursting from the ground, Naruto hits Neji and reveals that he was the whole one was a clone, and the real Naruto was hiding underground because he dug a second hole. Holy shit, he actually learned something from Kakashi. He came from the ground.
While watching this back, I was like, did he literally only hit Neji once this entire fight?
I mean, technically twice, because the clash there was time number 1.
Okay, you're right.
He grazed him earlier, but it got deflected.
Those are the only 2 times he makes contact, are his demon charge and the final uppercut.
Yeah, which actually, Zach, I remember this being much better, and it only gets 3 stars from me because of that, but I did think Naruto's Talk No Jutsu was very good. So was Neji's, heel Talk No Jutsu. And I just like Hyuga style in general. Hyuga style is cool to me.
Hyuga style is really cool.
I like the Byakugan, it's cool.
It is.
I think the Byakugan is super overrated, but I agree with you, this is a 3 out of 5.
Overrated?
I mean, compared to the other magic guys,
it's literally worse than every other eye.
That's why I've never seen the Sharingan. Everyone glazes the Sharingan.
They bill it as the most powerful eye at one point. And I'm like, you are so full of shit.
Yeah, but look, that's Kishimoto's fault though.
Yes, again, it absolutely is.
He hyper buffs the other 2 eyes to astronomical levels, then forgets that he originally established the 3 to be similar in strength.
Yeah.
And then buffs the other 2 to absolutely god-tier ridiculous abilities.
Now, is the Byakugan only considered to be the best one because there's the most Hyuga left alive and they're just gassing themselves up?
That could be true.
Maybe.
So the Byakugan's the best out of the box. That is for sure true. But,
okay. That's shit, though.
The other ones can get insane.
That's bad for an eye, though, which you will have your entire life. Neji says,
I should have guessed you'd use that shadow clone jutsu.
Which is a stupid thing to point out, but it goes somewhere, so hold on. Naruto, echoing Hinata, talks about failing the Genin exam so many times, and explains that it was always the clone jutsu that fucked him up. And he just couldn't get it. But he never gave up, and now the clones are his specialty because he learned it his own way. It's a different jutsu, whatever. And Neji...
So don't come whining to me with this destiny stuff. And stop trying to tell me you can't change what you are. You can do it too, because after all, unlike me, you're not a failure.
This guy is so good at a babyface promo. Yeah. That's awesome.
I did want to shout out the proctor here says, quote,
even a caged bird was smart enough and will be able to figure out how to open the door to its cage with its beak.
What the literal fuck is that line?
Oh yeah, I skipped this. Toothpick-chan monologues about how Naruto believed in himself. You are barely a character. Shut your goddamn mouth. Bring back Gecko. Yeah, Toothpick-chan calls the match and the crowd pops huge for Naruto because the show is dog shit at showing us the common people dislike him. And some voice actor who happens to be in the booth goes... And another goes, I knew he had it in him. No, you fucking didn't!
These are just they're fair weather fans. They were on Team Neji, and then they saw Neji get
Fuck the lead. Shikamaru laments that Naruto is no longer more shit than he is, and he could no longer beat him. Buddy, I love you. You never could. Even how smart you are, no chance, Chief. Neji is in the hospital, or like the medical area, and Hiyashi comes to check on him. Steve Bloom is voicing one of the doctors because he was already in the booth.
It seems like you used up all your chakra.
But I would love if Hiyashi was like, it's Orochimaru! And just attacks him. He's doing the other voice, it's fine. You fools thought we were doing Hyuga family flashbacks, but wait, there's more! We learned that Hiyashi originally wanted to die, just like Biggie Smalls, in the deal with the Lightning Village.
That day, I was fully prepared to die.
But reveals a note from Neji's dad. Hiyashi was ready to die, like Biggie Smalls, but was pressured by his own father, Sarutobi, and Hisashi himself to do the switcheroo. Hiyashi protests and Hisashi knocks him out so they can do the deal. And walking out of the room, Hisashi says he's not doing this for the family, but he's doing this for his brother. And in this, he is finally going to be free, and he is the one who is making the ultimate decision that makes him free. Which I don't love, but I really like the way it's said. Like, Hisashi says it in a very, convicting... It's a good promo. He convinces me of what he's saying, even if I don't agree with the content of it.
Yeah, this is such an interesting part where it's like, my destiny was to die for you, but I'll be free by doing exactly that.
Yep. I a billion percent agree with you, Bridge. This doesn't work for me.
It's his choice instead of being forced to do it, but it's also very funny, like, my freedom is doing the exact thing I was destined to do.
Yeah. But I guess it's that he's accepting it of his own terms.
No, right, exactly. That's the point. It's his choice. It didn't get chosen for him. It's his choice, and he's doing it as a brother, not as a clan member. It's a good attempt, but it's a little weird in practice.
Yeah.
Now, hey, Hiyashi, why the fuck did you wait so long to tell him this? Why did you not change your ways and become a better person after this happened? Why are you such a to both Neji and your own daughters? And how did this not teach you a lesson about family? Fuck this old creep.
Yeah, he needs to watch Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
He's got to learn it's all about family.
Dominic Toretto would never have let this happen.
No, he would not have. That is absolutely true.
The village hidden in the diesel.
Neji gives a monologue about how he's unsure about fate, and if it can even be understood at all, or if it can be changed at all. And he's comfortable not understanding it because, like his father, he can find freedom in that. Which is a nice sentiment, actually. We cut back to the arena where people are booing Sarutobi, but not for the reason we are. They just want to start the next fight. The same fucking guy, because he was in the booth, who said last time,
"So, you noticed the genjutsu, huh?"
is back. Well, same voice, but different goon. He goes,
What's going on here? Hurry up and start the next match!
Come on, let's go!
Sometime before night falls!
I'm walking here! Up yours, you son of a bitch!
I love this random Brooklyn stereotype in the Leaf Village.
Yeah.
We then learn what the holdup actually is. Sasuke isn't fucking here yet. He's late. DQ him.
Still.
And a Jonin says, hey, Sarutobi, fucking DQ him. And in a moment of doing his damn job, Sarutobi's like, okay. The Kazekage, who couldn't possibly be menacing and have ulterior motives, asks that Sarutobi doesn't disqualify Sasuke. Hokage agrees, and well, I've never seen this before. You've heard of stalling in anime, like when Goku charges up for 9 minutes, the animators have to do less and save money. Well, get ready for canonical anime stalling, where the fucking characters are stalling, and not like leave Jiren to me, they're just burning time.
Yes.
Toothpick-chan announces that we're skipping Sasuke for now, so we'll go straight to Kankuro versus Shino Aburame. But what's this? Kankuro forfeits, and it cuts to Shino, who's like, bugs.
He's forfeiting? Man, that really bugs me.
Now, can we get a that bugs me joke every time Shino's on screen? Yes, because we only see him for this episode and we'll never see him again.
That's the last one we have to do. There's just one more for this. There's one more time this episode. That's the last time you ever have to mention his character.
No, we have like 40 minutes. Start thinking now.
There's a bunch of jump scares. Where it'll just cut to Shino for a second and then cut away.
Live Shino reaction. Shout out to the whole crowd booing Kankuro, by the way. Boo!
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Shikamaru versus Tamari is now next. Tamari floats menacingly down to the arena, and Toothpick-chan announces, yeah, you're up next. Shikamaru is just whining the whole time, and Naruto's like, fuck yeah, Shikamaru, let's go! And just like launches Shikamaru into the arena by patting him on the back too hard. It's awesome.
Yeah, this is still... This is the part where they start to like play down the amount that he says, what a drag. It's still part of his character, but like the last arc, he genuinely said it every other sentence.
Man, this is such a drag. What a drag. Knew this was gonna be a drag. Survival. What a drag. The test might cost us our lives. What a drag. What a drag. Man, what a drag. Oh man, this is such a drag. What a drag.
He's really bouncing between what a drag and how troublesome and just general groaning.
Yeah.
Shikamaru is being booed and pelted with garbage because the crowd is sick of waiting. Why do you have so many banana peels to throw at him? It's ridiculous.
Fucking Mario Kart out here.
Shikamaru whines about having to fight a woman again, and boy, you're gonna hate the next arc, buddy.
Does Shikamaru ever fight a man in a one-on-one?
Yeah, he fights the zombie guy.
You're right.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I ever watched in Naruto. Shikamaru whines about fighting with a woman, and Tamari starts the fight, rushing Shikamaru and swinging her fan at him. He dodges and is standing on the wall with 2 kunai. It's pretty cool. Shikamaru unfortunately does say female, and boy do I hate that.
But I guess maybe I shouldn't let myself get beaten by a female.
Stop it. Get some help.
Stop it. Stop saying female. Stop it. I started writing something, but fuck everything. Ino just called Tamari a bitch in the English dub.
I wrote that too!
Take that bitch down!
Ino calls her a bitch, and I was like, what?
But also, pop off, Ino, let's go!
It's like they get one, and Ino gets it.
Choji is here now, and I think it was a bit by like the animators to see if they could fit in him eating an entire bag of chips in 30 seconds of screen time. They do.
Chris, I literally...
Oh, that's
my
nothing. They figure out more.
Was there a point where they played 20 seconds of Choji chewing sounds over wind on the screen? It's audible hell. It's so bad.
Hey, try watching it on 2 times speed. Shikamaru is watching clouds and thinking how lit it must be to be a cloud, just vibing. Tamari is keeping her distance because if she gets too close, Shikamaru can use the shadow of the trees in the arena to get her, because she's smart, you see. So she swings her wind moon attack thingy. Shikamaru attempts to shadow yoink her. But it's not long enough. So Tamari marks the max distance of his jutsu on the ground, because she's smart, you see.
Yeah, it's very good.
Shikamaru does his thinking pose, and I love the bit of people assuming it's a hand sign.
What's that? A hand sign?
Because like, that's what you would do in this universe, but it's just how he likes to think. That's such a cool, like, idiosyncrasy of the setting. Asuma explains he does this to strategize, which helps him like focus on what he needs to do and shut out the other shit, which is useful because the crowd's booing him. Asuma, who's actually a good teacher and plays to the strengths and aptitudes of his students, what a concept, has worked with Shikamaru to understand that while his grades were shit, he's just a lazy dickhead and he's actually brilliant. He tricked Shikamaru into taking an IQ test disguised as a game to confirm that Shikamaru has genius level IQ, which, in a magical ninja world,
are you gonna bring up why is IQ here?
No, are IQ tests more accurate or less? Are they more bullshit? Because they're bullshit in real life.
They're bullshit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But are they less bullshit if there's magic at play?
That's a great question.
You know what? That's a good question.
I mean, the fact that he essentially figures out Shikamaru's IQ by giving him a Rubik's Cube to solve is like, okay, well.
Tamari attacks again, and Shikamaru strips. I would like to take this time to remind everyone that the fishnet tops that he and other ninja wear is canonically armor, and in some translations, chainmail. Shut up, it's fishnets. Shikamaru launches kunai and another shadow attack, but Tamari is like, I used the line, dumbass. But then Shikamaru's shadow keeps coming, and Tamari dodges back. Because Shikamaru was waiting for the sun to get lower, so the angle of the shadow he was hiding in was longer. Brilliant.
It's really good.
Canonical time wasting.
I do question whether that was intentional or he was just thinking about stuff and then the sun kept going down. But yeah,
it was. He intentionally moved to the side of the arena where the sun was, like facing opposite. Facing towards.
Yeah.
Tamari starts calculating the max distance, like using like trigonometry and shit. Hey, trigonometry. Do we ever do this again with her? Like her being this level of brilliant? I do like it. It's just like, is this a character?
She's not in that much.
I don't know if it comes back later, but like I think from this we are left to assume that she is pretty like a wise.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the next time you see her fight, it is not a battle of strategy.
No, that's true. That's really true.
If you remember how she takes out her next opponent, it is not through tactics.
Yeah.
I don't, so we'll find out. But wait, Fan-chan, there's no time for thinking. Because remember when Shikamaru stripped? He launched his jacket up into the sky with a kunai attached to create another shadow in the middle of the arena so he could use that to extend his shadow. So cool!
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Brilliant, like... Kishimoto deserves an award for this moment.
Yeah. Tamari has to dip, duck, dive, and dodge to get away, and eventually the jacket hits the ground and Tamari is safe from the new shadow attack. She does the Sherlock discombobulate meme.
Distract target. You'll attempt wild haymaker. Discombobulate.
And thinks about how she could possibly get at him, like what angle she'd have to take, and acknowledges that the longer the match goes, the better it is for Shikamaru. Canon time wasting, Kishimoto tricks the audience, like the viewer, into being excited for things to take longer with nothing happening. That is genius writing.
For me, it's more of like, it puts pressure on her because it's like, oh shit, if I don't beat him quickly, he will outsmart me. And so it becomes a battle of wits in a time limit. It's good.
How often does the protagonist have time on their side in the thing, though?
Never.
It's always that, we only have 5 minutes to get him before the bomb blows up. Yeah. In this, it's like, if this takes 20 minutes, you're dead, idiot.
Yeah, it's really good.
Tamari says it's cloning time.
Clone jutsu?
But what? Shikamaru got her, but how, Shadow Man? Well, buckle up and remember a few things. First, the hole Naruto dug, because Shikamaru moved his shadow into the hole and used the darkness of the hole to extend his shadow. But wait! Remember the shadow jacket trick?
Forcing her to fall back again, all the time making her think it's her idea, when actually, he's maneuvering her closer and closer to that hole behind her.
I love this kid. Some dumb bullshit's about to happen. Let's talk about this fight now while it's still very high on my thing. I'm very tempted to give it 5 stars. Ro, talk about the fight.
I really like this fight. It's fun. It's short, I guess, but at least compared to the Naruto Neji one.
For sure.
But I like Shikamaru's fighting style. It's because he's not fighting.
Yeah,
He's just like how he approaches his fights with like more strategic thinking than, again, compared to the last fight where Naruto was just like going at it with Neji. It's cool to see the difference in tactics amongst the Leaf Village Ninja, which is
it's the thing where like we've kind of talked about it before, where like definitely Kishimoto has a moment where he's like, oh fuck, I love Shikamaru, and it's clear that like this is the moment where it crystallizes in a major way. But god damn it, if I don't love this little freaky kid, he's so cool. He's so cool sorry, we haven't officially ended the fight, have we?
No, I had some dumb bullshit's about to happen, so let's talk about it now while I'm still very happy. I think why Shikamaru excels so well in like everyone's mind is that Kishimoto wrote himself into a weird corner here. This guy does not have he doesn't have a final flash or a Kamehameha. And he also doesn't have punches and kicks. He has nothing of like what you see in regular anime fighting. So all of his fights are intrinsically very interesting because he has to play the game at a different level. Kishimoto has to problem solve for how Shikamaru wins.
Yes.
So
This
that's
is the
very interesting.
prototypical, like, off the beaten path shonen battle character that's like, oh, I'm not beating you because I punch the strongest. I'm beating you because I think the strongest.
Portraying a character as smart is fucking hard because they have to be smarter than you, the writer, to be a genius, which is like, you know, that's very difficult to write conceivably. And like achieving that is very impressive.
I do like how they build up the Ino Shikacho piece a ton, like not just with Shikamaru, but also with their parents.
Their parents
and
later do some fucked up shit.
Do some crazy things, but like I do like this part of the Chunin exams where it takes a kid that excels in a team setting and is like, hey, do it yourself.
Yeah.
Like, but like, I just like how in a group, Shikamaru is so powerful because he has like Choji to back him up and be the fists that he isn't like capable with, and Ino to back him up too, by like keeping people still or him keeping them still for Ino, whichever way you want to go with it. So like forcing him into like 1v1 situations in this like tournament type thing really like brings him out of his comfort zone and like makes him think more, and then Kishimoto does a really good job of just portraying that.
Yeah. Shikamaru and Tamari walk to the center, or he forces Tamari, you get it. And they raise their hands up, and Shikamaru forfeits.
The hell with it. I give up.
Huh?
He explains that he's out of chakra, which I'm pretty sure is a lie, because he also says,
Anyway, if I was to win this thing, it would just mean more work.
I love this big lazy idiot.
He says, and I quote, he had 200 moves already planned ahead, which is absolutely bullshit, but I love him for it. It's so good.
Shikamaru talks game. Shikamaru's got game, period.
Yeah.
I'm also choosing this to be the canonical point. Tamari starts to swoon for Shikamaru. Please respect my fanfiction.
No, I think it is.
I mean, that's canonically true. Yeah.
Naruto goes to yell at Shikamaru, who reminds Naruto it's time for the next match. We cut to two of the feudal lords who are betting on child pit fights.
Clear this Uchiha is bound to win.
I wouldn't be so sure. I like the look of this stranger from the Sand Village. I'm putting my money on the mystery man.
Literally, the kids are in a pit.
Yeah.
It's great, right?
Sasuke still isn't here, the unprofessional bastard. So let's waste more time. Some fuckhead in the crowd in the English dub is chanting, Uchiha! Get the fuck out of here! Rock Lee and Mike Guy show up, and Rock Lee missed Neji getting beat. This guy cannot win!
No,
he can't even see Neji getting beat!
It is sad, but it's also, I wrote, like, so good because they show up and the two guys at the front gate are like, oh, you missed the Neji Naruto fight. Naruto beat his ass. And like their reaction, both of them, is genuinely so good because they're like, this proves our mentality of like working hard beats genius if the genius doesn't work hard. It's so good. Oh,
Counterpoint.
Rock Lee.
Counterpoint, Mike Guy was rooting against his own student. The crowd is pissed, and right as the match is about to be called, in a swirl of leaves, like they're posing for a fucking album cover, Kakashi and Sasuke appear back to back.
Yep, they sure do.
Fucking hate this part.
The crowd fucking loves it, which is bullshit. He made you wait so he could do a cool entrance.
Really, really quick, one thing that Naruto says, and I quote,
I bet he's planning some big entrance or something. Well, I'm not gonna be impressed.
Awesome.
Literally 2 seconds later, whoa!
Sasuke has a new outfit to make all the edgelords come. He's in an all-black onesie and his bangs are longer. He also has a Tetsuya Nomura amount of belts on his arms and legs.
Yeah, he does.
He does. Yeah.
They have no reason for being late. Kakashi is just always late, which is funny at least. Genma is like, you unprofessional fuck.
Perfect.
You unprofessional fuck. Why are you always late? And Kakashi's like, eh?
Yeah.
Ino is like, Sakura, what's it like being on such a cool team? And she She's like, Naruto's way stronger than anyone thought, sploosh. And Sasuke, double sploosh. And Sakura, you're also there. Get her ex!
Yeah.
Gaara versus Sasuke. Butter your dicks.
All right, now, hold on. First off, can I do a brief thing to mention the very, very political statement Kishimoto makes?
Please
do.
Because two ninja intercept Gaara in the hallway and tell him to throw the fight for betting purposes. And Gaara brutally murders them in an incredibly political statement against sports gambling. Wow, Kishimoto, very brave of you.
Like, where are you going with this?
If you sports gamble, a child will murder you. Political. Wow.
This is.
I thought you were going to go a very different direction with that.
Me too.
This is Kishimoto's strong statement against sports gambling. You will be murdered by a sand child.
In this statement, also Pridge, there is a Girl Chan in Paradise moment where Gaara literally starts the fight by saying,
Mother.
That shit has also happened.
It's so good.
Yeah, really quick. Shikamaru and Naruto head back up. They're making jokes and being friendly as Kishimoto looks at his stack of notes about everyone hated Naruto and lights them on fire. And Shikamaru and Naruto will officially be friends for the rest of the show. Fuck you, Kishimoto. For reasons, two grass ninja threaten Gaara. It's about sports betting, as we just learned, and tell him to throw the fight. Gaara kills these fucking dudes. Which I would later originally say that is because Gaara is very strong, but considering later events, these guys are just like loser idiots. Like they instantly die.
Yeah,
like at least Guy Sensei could kick the sand away.
Yeah.
I mean, they're sports betting on the children. I don't expect a lot from them.
I think they're just losers.
Right, you know, he got me there. Shikamaru and Naruto watch Gaara kill these sports betting losers, and they just freeze up like Naruto did earlier. And in a really well-shot, tense moment, yet again, Gaara walks past them and does like the click. And nobody looks at each other. It's just like a really cool vignette. More time wasting. Kakashi's here. Sakura's sad. Sasuke has a lot of belts on his arms. Two important notes. Kakashi claims Sasuke's curse seal is handled. Nope. Guy and Kakashi are here intentionally, as well as, for their students, but intentionally here as extra security. And Kakashi notes that there are 8 Anbu Black Ops in the crowd, which he notes is not enough in case of horny Snake Man.
7, 8. 8 of them.
8. 8's like the number 8.
Mercifully,
could not be more correct.
Yeah. We finally start Sasuke versus Gaara, and oh yeah, Sasuke didn't get to see Rock Lee versus Gaara, which is actually cool because he has no idea what he's dealing with. Gaara starts what Kankuro and Tamari call the conversation, where he starts speaking to his dead mother. That's the Girl in Paradise bit Zach was talking about.
Yes.
And this hypes him up, I guess? It's bad. The point is that it's bad that he's doing this. Shikamaru and Naruto are having a moment on the stairwell. I actually like this because they just watched 2 grown adults be murdered. That's a good reason for kids to be shaken up.
It's good. Them being like, fuck, man.
And like brutally murdered.
And them being like, what about us? And Naruto being like, what about fucking Sasuke? He's about to fight this thing that just killed these guys. Like
Sasuke attacks and Gaara forms a sand version of himself, which is very cool. And now we see Sasuke's first tactic. He coaxes Gaara to move the sand to the front to block the attack, and then instant transmissions behind Gaara and punches him just like Rock Lee. And we see like that same echo effect as he's like using Rock Lee's offense, which I think is always nice. Time wasting. Kabuto disguises an Anbu Black Ops, knocks out Kiba, which I only bring up because he knocks out Kiba with like a palm tap, but this also knocks out Akamaru. He didn't touch the dog.
And Kabuto has to have a moment in his head where he's like, wait, is this dog able to talk? Can he understand the dog? Is this a Stewie Griffin Family Guy situation? And then he's just like, well, I guess I have to knock them both out. It's so silly to me that this grown man has like a 3-second moment where he's like,
how do they work?
Fuck, do I have to knock them both out? Do they know? I'm confused.
He's like,
which is weird because he should know that say he's a spy and he should know if his family can communicate with dogs.
Right.
Yes.
That is on brand.
That's their whole thing. We'll see Kiba's hot sisters later. Like that's what they do. They're dog people.
Yeah.
Sasuke dashes behind Gaara again, launches him with a kick, but the sand catches Gaara. Sasuke does the leave run on a circle real fast trick. Gaara prepares for it by making a ring of sand to block it from anything because he saw Lee's offense. But wait, Sasuke rolls underneath the sand and hits Gaara with a cross kick and then grabs the straps of Gaara's outfit and pulls him into a knee strike. So cool. Maybe don't wear so many belts and straps, idiot. Tensei Hinamura hates this one weird trick.
Yeah.
Said by one of the guys wearing many belts and straps.
That's fair. On the arms. I already made fun of that, but that's fine. Kakashi says they spent all their training on speed, which is a lie. Gaara goes into a super monkey ball, and when Sasuke tries to punch it, it stabs back at him. Naruto and Shikamaru go to warn Kakashi that Gaara is Murder Man, and then he needs to be a good teacher and stop the match, to which Kakashi kind of shrugs it off. Which I see both ways. Kakashi has faith in his student, but also if Naruto of all people is saying to play it safe, I don't know, maybe take more than a second to think about it.
He's fine.
Some very nice animation as Sasuke attempts some variety attacks against Gaara's sandball thingy. They really pulled something impressive off with Gaara's sand animation in general. Just looks fucking good. Which, considering how bad Shino's bugs looks, it's like, because it's kind of the same fucking thing, is shocking. Outside, useless goons from the Anbu Black Ops somehow failed to detect a small army of sound and sand ninja. This is the worst group of elite ninja ever. They're hiding behind a bush, and the Anbu can't see them.
We'll talk about this more, but yeah, my whole theory is that the Anbu Black Ops are worthless and do nothing ever. So
Bitter Ghost of Neo notes it, so I have to say it for the edit. Goons here, hired goons.
Who is it?
Goons.
Who?
Hired goons.
Hired goons?
Sasuke runs up the wall and whips out his arm. Meanwhile, Gaara is talking about his mommy issues in the sand bubble. Of note, he says he's a good boy and the internet has ruined everything. Shino Aburame, known competent person, is spying on Kankuro and Tamari's conversations because he is both a ninja and actually does his job, of which I think he might be the only person in the whole show who has both of these traits.
His methods
really
unorthodox.
really does understand what it means to be a ninja.
Yeah.
More than maybe any other character in this series.
Mm-hmm.
One of the few people who is doing his job and isn't preoccupied with some stupid bullshit. Edgelord moment as we see what Kakashi and Sasuke were training so hard on, and Sasuke's arm starts to crackle with sexual energy, and it makes the sounds of birds chirping as the chakra cracks and breaks like lightning.
It's so good. The sound design for the Chidori.
The sound design for the Chidori is incredible.
Not just the sound design, and I'm sure you had a moment planned for this, but the design of the name.
I'll get there. Let me finish the paragraph.
Please.
Sasuke runs along the wall and arena, literally dragging his arm and leaving a trail through the ground as Guy Sensei explains the move, and then Sasuke dashes in to hit Gaara's armor with the Chidori, or the 1,000 birds.
It is this sound that gives the technique its name. Chidori! 1,000 birds.
Because he explains that it gets its name because the crackling energy makes the same sound as 1,000 birds crying out.
It's so good.
It's so cool.
I have paused everything. Let's talk about how fucking cool the Chidori is. It's so fucking cool.
It's so cool. Kishimoto, you wrote an amazing move.
It has the chirping, like you were saying, when it's crackling, but also when he pulls his arm back to keep going, it does like a little caw
Yeah. Well, and Ro, I think that on a sound design level is because he's pulling it out of the ground, so that's its actual sound when it isn't being muffled by like hitting the ground.
It's pretty cool.
It's so cool.
And like the way it disintegrates the wall as he runs with it is like it lets you know how fucking strong it is. I
love that he has to pull it. It just makes it seem such a more devastating move.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Chidori kicks ass. I love that as time goes on. You know, they explain it briefly here, but like this is straight up a Kakashi invention. This is part of the reason why Kakashi is like known to so many other villages. Is despite being a Leaf Village, he made an impressively powerful lightning technique.
Yeah,
and it's his only original move, is what Guy says. This is the only ninjutsu that. He's like, this is the only move that Kakashi made that is his.
What else do you need for killing regular people? This thing is incredible.
Also, kids, if you too want to do the Chidori, it's only 3 hand signs.
I'll use the animation I did in the first episode again.
Pridge knows the Chidori.
Your future's all used up, Zabuza.
I hate Sasuke. I think he's lame. We've been over this. This Chidori is so cool.
It's so cool.
Well, luckily you can give credit to Kakashi.
Anyway, after all this talk, Sakura goes,
Well, whatever. I don't understand a word of it. All I know is it looks awesome.
Shut the fuck up, Sakura.
I thought she was the smart one.
Ino should have said that. It's fine. Sasuke's arm is embedded in the sand, and the show is being like caged about showing us what actually happened inside the bubble with Gaara. But then we actually see it, or more accurately, Gaara explains it. And in a moment that makes me entirely go back and say, Pridge, you were right. Gaara's bloodlust gimmick is worth it for this moment alone. A scared and freaking out Gaara, alarmed at the sight of his own blood. So cool. Also, nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody!
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Shout out to the Gaara voice actor for nailing that line too.
He's got his fucking working boots on this episode.
He does.
Of Saved Databayo. The sand collapses and we see Gaara all kinds of fucked up, holding his bleeding shoulder and like twitching. But wait, just as the getting's getting good, there's feathers? We learn that a genjutsu is being used on the whole crowd, as Kakashi, Guy, and Sakura, plus others, all dispel the genjutsu.
Now, shall we begin?
A smoke grenade goes off in the Kage booth. Ninja launch into the air. The Anbu Black Ops rush to the Hokage, while the Sand siblings rush to Gaara. The Jonin with the keloid scar on his face gets got, but according to the wiki, he shows up later, so no in memoriam for this guy.
He's still alive.
I also don't know his name. I didn't write it down earlier. Oopsie.
Him and the guy he's with are recurring, and they come back all the time.
More goons appear. Hired goons, even.
You know, you could have just called me.
Oh, yes, but the telephone is so impersonal. I prefer the hands-on touch you only get with hired goons.
Hired goons?
These ones are a bunch of, I'm gonna be mean here, freaks! Freaks with sound ninja headbands. These 4 sound village ninja pull up some kind of big barrier, and one of the Anbu just kind of like runs head forward into it and promptly burns alive. What a loser.
It's insane how bad this dude gets done.
He just fucking jumps into the wall and dies.
Just watch him. They do nothing.
There's a dude next to him who's just like, thank God I was not the first person to touch that barrier.
Shit day for Steve, man. Hate to see it. Kakashi even notes,
and the Anbu are supposed to be the best.
Get him, Kakashi.
It's even funnier when you know Kakashi's backstory.
They've already mentioned that he was an Anbu.
He used to be one. He's like, aren't they supposed to not suck?
Kabuto and various sound ninja jump Kakashi and Guy, and Kakashi has to say, what a nuisance, otherwise he'll catch a cease and desist from Shikamaru. And I don't think I'm a copycat ninja would hold up in court, Your Honor.
Good joke.
Thank you. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the so-called god of shinobi, surrounded by sound ninja with a knife to his neck, still doesn't realize the Kazekage is Orochimaru. I hate him.
I am pretty sure he knows at this point.
No, because when he finally makes it, he goes,
There's still time, Lord Kazekage. You can reconsider.
Perhaps the fear of death makes one more cowardly with age. Sarutobi-sensei.
You.
Listen, the Hokage has made a lot of mistakes. I'm not trying to defend the Hokage.
Good. Explosions erupt all around the city, which Naruto stole from the hit podcast saving throw. And beans, giant snakes, and both sound and sand ninja attack all over the village.
Mm-hmm.
The Sand siblings try to calm Gaara down, and Baki comes down to scream at children about how this whole operation hinges on Gaara, and I'm starting to wonder, maybe just a little bit, if hinging all of your highly advanced and do-or-die military operation on an emotionally unstable 12-year-old you have been mistreating for years is a bad idea.
Hey, Chris, it is. Yeah.
No, couldn't be.
You know who also has done that repeatedly at this point? The third Hokage.
Yeah, well.
No, but he isn't actively planning a war and using Naruto as his focal element. Baki tells Kankuro and Tamaria to get Gaara out of here until he can use that jutsu. And Baki will take care of Toothpick-chan and Sasuke. Like a fucking baller, Genma, and I'm calling him by his real name here because it's lit, steps up to Baki and is like, bring it, bitch. Genma instantly calls out that Orochimaru must be behind this because Baki's too stupid, tells Sasuke, sorry kid, looks like the Chunin exam is over, and tells him to get after Gaara.
You've already achieved tuning level. You're a Leaf Village shinobi. Just be careful. It's the real thing now, not a match.
Hold as fuck.
Yeah. I like this. He's like, all right, you went through the test. I know you guys didn't get to beat it, but this is the real shit, man. Like, if you could do this, you're tuning. Just go out there and protect the village if you can.
No, it's a great moment of like, hey, I know we were like play fighting, but this is the worst case
what being a ninja really is about.
Yeah, go kill that kid is basically what he just said.
Earlier, fucking Kabuto said to Baki, hey, go kill that guy. And Genma's like, hey, go kill that guy. So it goes both ways. The good guys will do it too. Orochimaru and Sarutobi are still cuddling on top of the arena. And, hey, everyone watching, the Sarutobi-Orochimaru bit takes a long time, so I broke it up. But then you'll see, it'll make sense.
I mean, nothing is happening with it most of the time.
Yes, exactly. So I ignore a lot of our cutbacks and then compile them together when need be. Aruka didn't hear the bombs going off, and in fact, he's not even the first one to notice the smoke rising. Konohamaru is. Christ, dude.
So many questions about this scene.
Oh, I skipped almost all of it.
These are quick.
Good.
Why are the children at this ninja school not having a field trip to go watch the other children at the ninja school do their exams? That feels weird, like probably a good idea.
Should be there. Yeah.
Number 2, there's bombs going off, and the teachers, as you were about to get to, have a meeting.
Real quick, I'm not gonna bring this up because I don't care about it. They bring all the kids inside. They have an emergency meeting where the kids all have study hall, as Konohamaru says. They then evacuate the kids inside of the Hokage mountain
heads,
because there's like the security stuff in there, and they also bring all the elderly and like non-combatants of the village there. Over the course of the whole show, I'm about to say, also during this, Konohamaru is having flashbacks to him and his grandfather for reasons.
Yep.
Ibiki says Orochimaru isn't human, but it shows Orochimaru in like his casual kimono, so Ibiki might just be a homophobe because that's his internal thoughts. So you know,
wow.
Sound Ninja attacks Sakura, and Kakashi murders them, and then looks down at Sakura through his own legs like the weirdest fucking camera angle I've ever seen. Swinging ball cam. Might Guy kills a man and then goes. I love it.
Yeah, they really were just like, we have to at least throw in one Bruce Lee, right? Like we have to do it.
Lee doesn't get to do it. Look at him. Yeah. He's also unconscious at this point. Kakashi says not to worry about Sarutobi.
He is the Hokage. He can handle it.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device in which suggestions or warnings about events to come are dropped or planted.
I call this 5-shadowing because it's one better than 4-shadowing. Orochimaru stabs himself because of reasons, and then him and Sarutobi square up where Orochimaru cuts a promo about why he's evil, and that he basically just wants to watch the world burn. Joker-ass motherfucker. But his theme plays the whole time, so +1. Sakura, uncharacteristically, does something, and releases the Genjutsu from Shikamaru and Naruto. Sakura...
Yeah.
You're right.
Please,
You're right.
please.
You're right. Hold on. Sakura asks,
Shouldn't we wake Ino and Choji and go in a group?
No time.
no time. Whatever. He summons Pakun the ninja dog, who can track Sasuke. This is a waste of time, but the dog has like a deep baritone, and
Pakun!
And
Best
Sakura's like, we're supposed to work with this little puppy, to which Pakun's like,
All right, listen, little girl. Don't you dare go around saying I'm just some cute puppy.
But I didn't even say cute.
So that's it after 20 years. So long, good luck.
I don't recall saying good luck.
It's very good. It's very good.
It's all, I actually burst out laughing at that. Itch boy. Anyway, Sakura wakes up Naruto and Shikamaru, but wait!
Shikamaru, you were this whole time?
Shikamaru wasn't actually asleep. He was just pretending.
Yep.
And he takes a second to note he doesn't give a fuck.
I didn't want to get involved. Just give me a break. I couldn't care less about Sasuke.
He's like, whatever, I don't even care about Sasuke. Yes!
Really good.
Man. A sound ninja jumps Naruto. Guy punches him through a wall. Death?
Yep.
Yeah, Guy.
Two people murdered right in front of Naruto. Sorry, 3. There's all kinds of bullshit, but I love that Guy just kills people. He's not throwing fireballs or Kishidori. He's just punching motherfuckers until they die. There's a whole bit about Pakun's paws being soft. It is funny, but I'm skipping it.
But my paws are so soft and supple! Forget it, let's go.
Now, Sarutobi versus Orochimaru. 1.
Oh wait, Chris, you forgot the scary cut to Shino right when they're leaving. They just cut to Shino for a second and then cut away.
Shino is there, lol.
Why did Shino not reveal himself to his clan or village mates? Whatever, it's fine.
Once again, also was able to resist the Genjutsu, because once again, he is competent.
Shino's good.
Continues to be way too competent.
Yeah.
Compared to his idiot associates.
And Kishimoto's like, where's that notebook? Here! Back in the hit show Under the Dome, which I can't believe I got to bring up again.
Did he just call it a dome?
Sarutobi rushes Orochimaru and throws the tiles that make up the roof. It's cool. Orochimaru dodges and uses his mouth snakes to attack. It's dumb, but swerve, that was a Mud clone. He then uses like a mud slide attack, summons a cool ass mud dragon and shoots at Orochimaru with fireballs. The Anbu are watching, like, wow, he's so good. Wait, the Anbu are watching? Yes, that's right. They're just standing there, watching the fight. Fucking do it! Do anything!
They don't want to end up like the guy who caught fire, you know?
They can. Yeah.
No, fine, okay, fine. You can't get in. Go help Kakashi and Guy!
Do anything else but stand here, yeah.
There's 4 of you standing there.
Staring menacingly.
They're waiting for the right moment. The second this dome disappears, they're gonna be on it. Don't worry. Remember that later, an hour from now.
Yeah, we'll remember that later. Orochimaru and Sarutobi cut a promo on each other, and literally everything out of Orochimaru's mouth just sounds like vulgarity, even when it's not. He's just so naturally creepy and horny. It's like really everything good. Sounds gross.
Also, genuinely, like, this fight has just started. These two are easily the most strong competitors that we've seen by far. The jutsu they're whipping out at the start of a fight are like insane already, and we haven't even gotten to the most buck wild shit. So
the introduction of Orochimaru and Gaara simultaneously is very interesting and actually impressive. Where like we introduced 2 villains at the same time, and then we clearly established that like Gaara is a big threat that we have to overcome. We are not close to overcoming Orochimaru. He is so far down the line of next level. And like they don't overlap or conflict with each other. It's very well done. Orochimaru and Sarutobi both strip, and the whole roof they're on crackles with energy, sexual energy. To which the Anbu, who are doing nothing, are like, they're so strong. Sarutobi throws a shuriken and then makes shadow clones of the shuriken, which is so cool because shadow clones can do a hit. And Orochimaru counters with a reanimation jutsu. He summons coffins, and Saratobi's like, oh balls, and stops Orochimaru from summoning a third coffin. And the coffins open to reveal, oh balls, the first and second Hokages. I don't know how he has the power to revive them specifically, but holy shit, this is strong, even on paper.
This is literally if Joe Biden was in a fight and all of a sudden George Washington and
Abe Lincoln came out.
Well, I was going to say the actual second president, John Adams, but yes.
Oh, okay, sure. Well, no, it's Abe Lincoln and George Washington, and then he's like, I have to stop the third one, and it's Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah,
he's gonna come out.
You cannot. You
can't let Teddy get out.
Let Teddy get out.
Championship boxer.
He's got a big stick.
I'm assuming the third one was the fourth Hokage, right?
Yes, it
That's
was.
like the assumption. Is that confirmed?
Yes.
It is. It is.
He says that. Yeah, he says that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There are Konohamaru flashbacks. They want us to care about Saratobi. Wonder why. One of the Anbu Black Ops who are watching and doing nothing doesn't know who the other two Hokages are. Who in the world are those two? Oh, their faces are on the.
It's literally unbelievable.
You know how people have to do like citizenship tests to be like allowed to live? Like, how do you not know who the presidents of your country are? There are only five. There are only five. Four.
Right,
They're only four at this point too. It's not
Also,
even like a
their
hard
heads
quiz.
are right there. They're right there.
They don't have to travel to
You know
outside of their state to see the statues. They're all right there in the village.
That should have been like, because we're under invasion, that should be like, oh, that guy's not from here. Get him, and then I'll beat him up.
Oh my god.
So
That's like living next to Mount Rushmore and not being able to name 3 presidents.
Right.
Who are those guys? I always see them. I love that the zombie versions of the other Hokage don't want to fight, and they talk all casually about it, but they have no control. Very cool version of reanimation here.
Yeah.
Pursuit, Part 1. Naruto, Pakun, Sakura, and Shikamaru are being chased by Sound Ninja. Naruto suggests jumping them before they jump us. Pakun says no, it's a bad idea. And then we decide to do it anyway. This takes how long? Any guesses?
40 minutes.
20 minutes.
Okay, well that's pretty good. 40 minutes, Jesus Christ. This takes 6 minutes of screen time, plus an additional 3 minutes to set up the ambush by Shikamaru. So that's in the ocean cut, so it's probably actually longer. In reality, it was probably half an episode of television was dedicated to them arguing about whether or not an ambush was a good idea.
I mean, even 9 minutes is literally almost half an episode of the show.
Right.
The show's only 22 minutes.
Yeah, it's 11 minutes, yeah. And then intro, outro, yeah. More accurately, we decide that one of them will ambush the Sound Ninja to divert them and let the others catch Gaara and Sasuke, and presumably the decoy will die in the process. Shikamaru comes to the conclusion it has to be him.
Had to be me. Someone else might have gotten it wrong.
Kishimoto is just glazing this fucking character. He gets to be brilliant and have a noble sacrifice in the same, 25 minutes. Fuck off. The Sound Ninja jump our team because they were following the paw prints, not the footprints. But the paw prints were Shikamaru too, idiots! He used a stick to make them!
Absolute genius. 10 out of 10 moment.
Big
So good.
brain!
Damn fools.
Shikamaru grabs the Sound Ninja with his shadow possession, and he grabs all of them, which is very impressive. But in actuality, he grabbed 8, and there's a 9th covering them from an ambush. Shikamaru, who is out of chakra from fighting Tamari, accepts that once his chakra runs out, and he's no longer a threat to the rest of them, the 9 Sound Ninja will all jump and murder him. He reflects on his life, his plan to live a completely unassuming life, marry an average girl, make an average salary, have 2 average kids, and retire when his kids are grown, and live his life drinking and playing Go and Shogi, and then die before his wife so he doesn't have to deal with any of that. This is advanced laziness. He's so lazy, he has spent time and effort planning on how to be more efficiently lazy later in life.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
it's great.
He's on top of it.
Shikamaru's chakra runs out, and Asuma appears just in the nick of time and promptly murders 9 people in front of his student with his cool-ass kunai breast knuckles.
The Sand and Sound Ninja are just so bad.
Hey, you know what? At least they told us they were weak. They're not wrong.
Just all so worthless.
It's the thing where all of these characters have to be Chunin, not less than Chunin, because
they're probably Genin that got promoted even though they shouldn't have been because the
village needed to have names.
Yeah. Asuma has cool ass kunai brass knuckles, which are rad, but only confirms that regular kunai are useless. They have to be special kunai to be useful.
Yeah.
Sarutobi vs. Orochimaru 2. Orochimaru has 2 special kunai. I did not mean to set that up so well. What do they do? I don't fully understand. He sticks them into the Hokage zombies and that makes them, like, steam?
Oh,
they can
Chris,
fight now.
That'll be explained in, like, 700 episodes.
Yeah.
What?
I'm not even joking. It's a long time.
I hate this anime.
Like, deep into Shippuden, they finally explain that.
Oh wait, the Anbu that are doing nothing. Explain. The bodies we see aren't actually the 2 Hokage. They're 2 unknown bodies of living people that Orochimaru is using. Who are they? More on that later. Sarutobi
these are importantly the real souls of the 2 Hokage.
Yep.
Yes, because they have cognizance and also
More
recognize like
on
what's
that
happening.
Later.
Sarutobi launches a big fireball attack. The second Hokage, who's the one that looks cooler, blocks it with a water wall and then shoots the water at Sarutobi, who makes a big wall of stone. First Hokage does like a combo and drops Sarutobi's old ass.
X gon' give it to you. What? Wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock.
And the second one grabs him from under the water and then shoots him with high-powered water jets. For what I think is the first time, we see wood-style jutsu, as the first Hokage makes a whole fucking forest that grabs Sarutobi and tangles him up in vines. Sarutobi can just barely reach the tree, but that's enough for him to place a hand down and do his own summoning jutsu, and he summons the Monkey King Enma, who lays out both Hokage
Let's
clones.
go.
Who lays out both Hokage clones while the Anbu, who are watching and doing nothing, are like,
I never dreamed I would live to see this. Hokage level combat.
Maybe you shouldn't be watching it. Go do something.
Yeah, do be like that.
Enma, the Monkey King, turns into a staff, and now we see Sarutobi's real gimmick. He's Wukong or Goku, you get it. Yeah. He's the Monkey King. He's got a big staff and can turn into all kinds of shapes and sizes and bullshit. Orochimaru pulls out a sword. They keep calling it
Grass long sword. The grass long sword.
Despite clearly being a Chinese short sword. Google Chinese short sword. It's the same fucking thing.
Also, in the anime, does he vomit up a snake that vomits up the sword?
Yes.
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 He vomits up a
weird,
snake.
Bro. Just carry a sword, dude. Just carry the sword.
You're a ninja. Just wear it on your fucking hip.
Then summon the snake normally, brah. Doesn't need to come out of your mouth.
Orochimaru doesn't do anything normally.
You're lucky it doesn't crawl out of his butt. No, Orochimaru has hammer space, but it's only for snakes. So he has to store things in the snakes. Sarutobi puts some paper tabs on the 2 fake Hokage, and man, fuck yeah, to the segment where Orochimaru just gives the Hokage the fucking hands. Just boom, 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 boom.
Go hard getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make the mother wonder if you did it.
So satisfying. Fuck this old geezer. But oh shit, that was a bait to get Orochimaru close.
Orochimaru, you're a fool!
Sarutobi combos Orochimaru, who has to like melt and like reconstitute for escape to escape. I like that it's different from other clones because Orochimaru's weird. And Sarutobi prepares that forbidden jutsu, while Orochimaru turns into a lady with a big forehead. This is important for reasons I literally do not understand, but Sarutobi is like, wow!
It was the reveal that Orochimaru is not in. Yeah, he's perfected the jutsu where he goes into someone else's body.
Yeah,
that's all.
Transfer souls.
Yeah, but they acted like the lady was a reveal, and they would later clarify, but it seemed confusing. Pursuit Part 2. Tamari has set up traps to try to blow up Sasuke. Of course, they don't work. He's a main character. So Tamari squares up to fight Sasuke while Kankuro and Gaara fuck off. Tamari is boned because she already fought and lost today. So he tries to delay Sasuke with big wind attacks. Beautiful visual as like Sasuke launches a fire jutsu, Tamari dives with it to the floor, like dodging through it, and then launches a wind barrage at Sasuke, who lands in a sand trap that she planted, which was just very well animated. He falls and Tamari hits him with a bunch of kunai, but a named character was hit with kunai, so you know what that means.
Clone.
There's a log clone. Log clone with a paper bomb, specifically, that blows up Tamari. Cool little fight, very reminiscent of that Sasuke vs. Orochimaru fight, including him using the paper bombs, where they have like a 3-minute fight and just goes hard. Love when they just do that randomly. It's flashback time with Orochimaru and Sarutobi, and we learn that Orochimaru is abducting people and doing evil super science. We learn his raison d'etre.
I want to know every jutsu in the world.
Which I think is cool for a villain gimmick. His goal is ultimately a scientific one, but it is obviously impossible to learn all of them without doing some evil shit, considering that most jutsu are for killing. And when the Hokage discovered this, he was unable to kill his own student and let Orochimaru go. Good flashback!
Bad Hokage, good flashback.
yes, exactly.
I'm not sure if this was placed in this flashback, but I did write at one point Orochimaru literally calls him Sleepy Joe Biden, and I don't know when that was, but that joke is really funny to me.
He doesn't literally call him that. What does he actually say so I can find it for the edit, you asshole?
I think it's tired old man.
I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
We also learn his current obsession, eternal life and swapping between bodies. But he needs bodies that are strong enough to uphold himself, and he wants Sasuke's body for that. So he can be both a hot twink and have the Sharingan.
Yes.
Cue a million gay pedophile jokes.
You find a body, a young body, and make it your own.
Oh yeah, there's an intro in fucking, I think it's either the last one, it's the last one in this, or it's early in Shippuden, where there is literally a visual of a nude Sasuke with snakes crawling over him.
You simply hate to see it.
Oh, sorry.
Hate to see it.
This man is a literal Nazi scientist. It's wild that he gets to live in Argentina after this franchise. Is that anything?
I get the reference to the boys in Brazil. I don't get what you're talking. Does he fuck off to like space? But she goes.
No, he actually fucks off to next door. But yeah.
What? Don't. All right, we'll get there. Orochimaru returns to regular form. I believe we never see that other lady ever again.
Yep.
Sarutobi, and I mean this with all sincerity, says "I bitch" and casts death and summons the Grim Reaper.
Awesome.
What?
It's awesome.
Sometimes you just gotta give it to him.
Orochimaru casts a genjutsu so we can fight in the Black Void and the animators can take a break. And Sarutobi cuts a promo about fighting for the village and about how the difference between himself and Orochimaru lies in the fact that the whole village is precious to Sarutobi, and even if they're not his blood, they are his family. While Orochimaru was never able to
Naruto kid who could just go.
That were members of the village.
And then it cuts to Sarutobi emptying his like porta potty out of his fucking office and dumps on Naruto, and he goes. Well, yeah, he says they're his family, while Orochimaru was never able to see anyone beyond himself, which is a good description of Orochimaru's problems, his many, many problems. The Sarutobi clones grab the Hokage clones, and using Grim Reaper, he re-kills them both, or more accurately, he kills both Keen and Zaku, who are the real bodies being animated as the old Hokage. Which raises the question, who the fuck was gonna be the fourth Hokage, because Dosu's fucking dead.
I mean, so were they.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine if they're dead.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh, those weren't alive, Keen and Zaku, that became those to...
No, they were already dead.
Yeah.
Again, not explained for several hundred episodes.
But they said you need to spend a life to reanimate someone. So that I think that
I guess they did have to be alive.
That killed them in the process, which raised the question: who was in the third? I mean, the answer is just some other fucking.
It's just a random person. Yeah.
Okay.
It's Bone Boy from the next.
No, they were alive. You're right. They were alive.
Okay, you're right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Orochimaru and Sarutobi exchange blows, but Sarutobi gets a hold of him and begins to pull out Orochimaru's soul with the Reaper. So cool! But not before Orochimaru is able to partially stab Sarutobi with the Leaf Sword, because he can, like, mind control it. And now we learn what Sarutobi is doing. This jutsu with death allows you to seal the soul of anything, but the caster of the jutsu always dies to use it. We also learn this is the technique that sealed the nine-tailed fox. And I believe this first time it's mentioned that the fourth Hokage used it to seal the fox. But unlike the fox...
Yeah, it's the first mention that this was the particular jutsu we used.
Yeah. But unlike the fox, when this kills a mortal, like Orochimaru, unlike the Kyuubi, you're not just sealed, you go to hell, and...
For those souls that are sealed by this jutsu are doomed to suffer for eternity.
That is explicitly said. This is a children's show.
Yes. Yeah. Can I bring up... Yeah, so guess what? He's sending the last two Hokage's souls to hell forever.
To hell, yeah.
I get what he's doing, but it is very funny to be like, all right, George Washington, John Adams, your souls are going to hell forever just so I can beat this one guy. So,
well, now, to be fair, we later learn more about Second Hokage, and that's probably where he deserves to go.
He's probably
Halucha made a
they
comment.
They could have both already been there for all we know.
First Hokage, generally considered a good guy. Second Hokage, canonical racist.
Oh, okay.
No, he looks so cool.
Halucha literally put in the chat, Waka would like Toby Rama, who's the second Hokage. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. Waka would love that guy.
Damn the outbid! Those sandblasted grease monkeys!
What's your profanity?
We cut back to the pursuit, and I know for a fact there was a big dirty cut here, the ocean cut, because Sasuke and Temari catch up at the same time. Temari now takes Gaara while it's Kankuro's turn to fight Sasuke, but wait, Shino Abarabe with the chair! Shino tracked them here with bugs, cause bugs. Shino is like, hey Sand Ninja, stop fucking up my pay-per-view. I'm supposed to fight Kankuro, and Sasuke's supposed to fight Gaara. Fix it. So he's gonna fight Kankuro, and Sasuke's gonna go fight Gaara. Promo battle between Shino and Kankuro. Shino says he'll beat Kankuro in 10 minutes. I'll be the judge of that, Bugman. Kankuro says, you don't know what you're messing with. Get ready for your worst nightmare. To which Shino says,
I'm having a little trouble picturing it. Why don't you go ahead and show me?
It's good.
So cool. Kankuro whips out his puppet, and Shino calls the Bug Army. Kankuro attacks with his puppet, which has poison blades we didn't see last time. This is the big thing they didn't want him to reveal ahead of time.
Yeah.
It's what? Just don't use them.
Poison.
Shino runs and dodges around, and we cut back to Gaara and Sasuke. But for purposes of pacing, I'm going to stay with Kankuro and Shino so we can get it over with.
Cool.
And I'll be doing the same for the rest of Sarutobi versus Orochimaru.
Cool.
The puppet chases Shino and launches knives out of its mouth, which hits Shino, but he's a clone, of course. Oh, he's a bug clone. Different. I'll give it to you. Shino attacks Kankuro, who dodges, and Crow, the puppet, fires a poison smoke grenade at Shino. Another bug clone, and Kankuro tries to move the puppet, but when the Crow got close to the first clone, he got bugs into the joints of the puppet, and it's all locked up. We get an awesome sequence here, as the bugs are crawling on the chakra strings towards Kankuro, so he has to abandon them and leave the puppet, which is what Shino wanted. But Kankuro ejects the crow's head, and mid-air starts to control it and steers it back to stab Shino. But wait! This whole time, all Shino was trying to do is keep Kankuro in one spot so the beetles could sneak up on him, because he planted a female beetle on Kankuro's headband earlier on, which the rest of the bugs can detect. The beetles take out Kankuro, but because we don't need Shino for the final fight, the poison from Kankuro's grenade conveniently knocks him out immediately after.
Yeah.
I have written here, is Shino allowed to say females this much, or is this right-wing alpha incel shit? David, what did you send me earlier today?
Oh, what?
I sent you a screenshot of my notes. It's one line. Shino could fix the incel community.
Please explain. Oh hey, it's me, Chris, from the Save Databayo editing zone. David talked about incels for a while, and we had to cut it for time. If you happen to want the unedited VODs, you can go to patreon.com/SaveDataTeam, where you can get access to all of our unedited VODs for just $5 a month. And you can get yourself included in our hit podcast, Saving Throw. Watch Saving Throw.
I had more, and it's gone from my brain. I'm tired and sick. You can cut it.
Okay, I will. I've never met a character that I hope so dearly as Ace, just for like, come on, man. Nobody wants to be involved in that. But they are a clan. They're a clan, so they have sex.
That's true.
No,
most people fuck.
Genuinely, to bring it back on the positive, this fight is really good. The fact that Shino
They're very
and
good at
Kankuro were
quick
meant
fights.
to fight, and Shino is like, we were meant to fight. Like, this
I
is
love that.
brilliant. It's beautiful. Yes, it is cliche that they both get knocked out at the same time, but the way that Shino does it is really good. I'm into it.
Hey, I get it. He doesn't need to beat the final fight. It would literally add nothing to the narrative.
For sure.
But my favorite bit about it is that Shino is like, no, fuck you, we're gonna fight. That was the whole purpose today was you and I fight. Because for him, that's true.
And Shino is like secretly the most OP person in like
absolutely
in regular Naruto. He is like definitely secret OP.
Out of like anyone that doesn't have like a magical demon soul in their body or isn't fucking Sasuke, like Shino's the most legit actual competitor. And like is probably on like Rock Lee / Neji level.
Yes.
I do think he would lose to either of them because their skills are a lot more directly combat based, whereas Shino is a lot better fit to. Shino is the best fit to be an actual ninja. Bugs are an incredibly useful technique for ninja shit. But like, you know, if he had to get into a punching fight with Rock Lee, spoilers, he'd lose. So would most people.
Right. Yeah, he has the skill set for ninja. He has the skill set to be a good ninja. Yeah. It's the same reason why I mentioned that Shikamaru is the only person who deserves to get promoted. Because despite being a lazy piece of shit, he's the smartest and best strategizer and best leader by far.
I would also argue Shino should be promoted.
We'll talk about this next time.
Yeah. In a correct world, Shino and Shikamaru get promoted and everyone else gets fucked. Also, I like Sasuke and Shino's back and forth. It's like friendly rival, but like we don't really know each other that well, but we're still cool.
It's good. No, it's good.
Cool to see Sasuke be that way with someone. And Shino kind of like spit it back at him. Sasuke versus Gaara. At the Gaara zone, Gaara pushes Temari away because he's freaking the fuck out, and Sasuke just wants to rumble. Sasuke says, I want to see what you really are, and Kishimoto's like, oh yeah, dickhead. And Gaara starts to transform into a gross-ass sand thing. He's like halfway to a Spider-Man Sandman transformation with a big-ass arm. He attacks Sasuke, who's now on the back pedal, as Gaara punches a Sasuke clone to death. Sasuke throws kunai, which Gaara absorbs and launches back so fast, they light on fire. So cool. Gaara flashback. Did I put all of them in one? I did not. Gaara flashback. He didn't get to play with other kids, and just like Naruto, he had his own sadness orphan boy swing.
He gets his own swing. Hell yeah, man. Swings for all.
All right, I become president of Konoha. First thing, no more swings. Nope, get rid of them all.
Where'd the orphans go?
Oh no. This is so sad. And we also meet a character we'll hear a lot about soon, Yashimaru, who's Gaara's uncle on his mom's side. Gaara cuts a promo on Sasuke, saying if he won't come fuck around and find out, he'll never justify his existence, which triggers Sasuke's daddy, Itachi, whatever, issues, and he summons both his Sharingan and the Chidori. They rush each other, and the Chidori cuts right through Gaara's big sand arm, and Temari's like, Gaara is freaking out about being injured twice now, and he transforms further. Love all of this. Now he has a big sand tail, which he uses to launch himself at Sasuke, like Zack in League of Legends, which I hate. He uses it to block a fireball. Sasuke informs us he can only use the Chidori twice, which he's already done now.
Yes.
But he's going to have to try to use it one more time. And if he doesn't put down Gaara with that, or worse, if he can't use it, he's dead. Yes. Super cool. Sasuke says, well, here we go. How does he tell us this? Well, of course he does it by telling us he's an Avenger.
I am an Avenger!
Fuck you, Spider-Man!
When do you think Nick Fury is going to show up at his door, you know?
Never.
He wants it so bad.
They rush each other. Sasuke starts the Chidori and it fails, but then it doesn't fail, and he hits Gaara with a third Chidori. As we reveal, the curse mark was activated and gave Sasuke that last boost, but also he's now laid the fuck out, and like the curse mark's doing like the wow effect, where it's like growing and hurting him. Gaara goes to attack a downed Sasuke, but Naruto arrives just in time to kick Gaara away.
It's so good. Him showing up at this perfect moment, and with I think it's a punch or a kick in the jaw.
It's a kick. It's a kick.
It's so good.
Naruto like prefers a kick to a punch, which I like. I just weirdly consistent. It's fun.
Yeah.
Naruto is like,
this guy over here. Who the hell is he?
And then once he realizes that the monster thing is Gaara, which of course it is, dumbass, he's then like, what the fuck happened to Gaara? Which is awesome.
It's impossible that he does not recognize that this is Gaara.
Just
and
fucking
yes,
look at him.
it's so funny. It's so
Hey,
Him still looks regular.
Those Anbu couldn't identify the people whose faces were on the fucking mountains. Maybe, like, I don't know. Not recognizing Gaara is not a stretch.
Prosopagnosia. Yeah, they don't.
Iruka might be a bad teacher, is what I'm learning. I don't know. They might just be idiots, the whole village. Sakura does something moment. Gaara lunges at Sasuke, which Sakura gets in the way, which makes Gaara freak out because she protected him, like Guy protected Lee. And Gaara flashback time, and I'm gonna lump all these together and get through them real fast. We're further introduced to Yashimaru, who is Gaara's uncle, caretaker, and doctor. We see Gaara as a kid try to stab himself. Dark, but the sand stops it, which is fucked up, but very interesting. Flashback 1. Flashback 2. Yashimaru explains that wounds to the body suck, but they eventually heal. But wounds to the heart, like the concept, not the organ, don't heal so easily. And the only thing that makes them heal faster is love. And I totally get what he was going for here, but man, does he cause a very bad ripple effect here with the word choice. Flashback 3. Gaara injures a kid, so he tries to take them some medicine. They tell him to fuck off. A drunk then runs into Gaara. Gaara kills him, partially by accident, but not entirely. Flashback 4. A sand ninja attempts to kill Gaara, which we were informed earlier was a thing Gaara's father did frequently to train him, and Gaara wastes this loser, revealing it to be, of course, Yashimaru, the only person who had ever shown Gaara kindness. Flashback, what am I on, 6? And a dying Yashimaru tells Gaara he did well, and that it was Gaara's father who ordered this attack. But Yashimaru also explains that he had the chance to say no, and he didn't, because he hates Gaara.
Deep in my heart, I hate you, Gaara.
He always hated Gaara because his sister, Gaara's mom, died in childbirth. So he blames the kid. Fuck this loser, I'm glad he's dead.
I mean, he went further with that too, and said like his mom also hated him.
Oh yeah, she named him after all of the hate in the desert.
Yeah,
fuck up, Yashimaru. No, she didn't.
I'm really curious to see what all of y'all think, because this was my ultimate, and this is what I thought since the first time I watched Naruto as a kid. This backstory is really good. It's really well written. It comes so late in all of this that I find it really, really hard to sympathize with Gaara. I'm like, and Bridge's face is reacting hard, and I get that. For me, I'm like,
I don't agree with you.
Y'all, this guy, he's too dangerous.
But this to me is just like, this is when we would do his backstory, because like he's finally the last threat. We already beat all the minor goons, and Orochimaru is not being beaten today, obviously. So it's Gaara time. It's time for his focus.
For me, and this is my complaint with a lot of Demon Slayer shit, is that like they give you the backstories for the characters as they're about to get beaten. And it's like, okay, well, at this point, you're a terrible demon and you've killed so many people that you're kind of irredeemable to me.
Yes, he was gaslit and basically tortured by his village.
Also, Zach, in Demon Slayer,
fault.
Also, Zach, in Demon Slayer, right before the demons die.
Yeah,
which means there's no point to caring about them. Gaara is a significant character for the rest of the series,
and he comes back. And he comes back in a major way.
The there is completely off.
For sure. I'm exaggerating a lot. I just
let the guest talk, bro. What you got?
I just wanted to also counter. I think that it being now is better than it being earlier, because he was such a threat earlier, like in the Chunin Exams and stuff like that. And if we were made to sympathize with him too soon, we may want him to win his battles where we're not supposed to want him to win yet. Agreed. So I think like it being later on is like, okay, this is where Naruto and Gaara start to connect a little bit more. So I think it's a better placement than too early. I can see where you're coming from, but it's like
I think them like bringing up like the parallels between Gaara and Naruto of like this could have been me is like 10 out of 10, brilliant, beautiful. I just
and I actually have written here, this is our parallel for Naruto, like with Haku and Zabuza, but now for Gaara. Yashimaru is his Aruka type figure, but instead of being the bigger person and loving the child despite what it did to you, in Gaara's case, it's the mom dying in childbirth. In Aruka's case, it's his parents dying to the nine-tailed fox, and Aruka overcame that and became a loving figure.
Yeah.
Whereas Yashimaru was unable to do that, and therefore did not have that butterfly effect on Gaara's life, how Aruka had on Naruto's.
It's so good. It just, I don't know. Maybe I'm colored by certain things, but I just feel like to me this to the point that when Gaara shows up later in the anime, I'm like, man, nothing you're doing does anything for me.
Oh, I think the extremity of what he went through is like gives him a causeway in order to be redeemed. Because if we remove a lot of those factors, the village being evil, we can make a lot of headway back towards him. Now, Baki gets off lightly I'll say that as a motherfucker.
Yes, he does.
Because he's in Shippuden, and that's bullshit.
Yeah, man, that is very dumb.
That guy,
you're a terrorist.
I don't know who the fuck his lawyer is that got him out of ninja jail, but holy shit, that guy's good. Gaara snaps now, and the sand carves the symbol into his forehead, which no matter what any of you say is fucking dumb.
Oh, what?
What?
I thought that was cool.
The sand does it because it's his mom's fucking energy and it's the love. That's dumb. Also, why is it, if it's blood from that, why is it permanently red?
I actually like that.
Sand gives him a tattoo.
Yeah,
that's
I like
nothing.
that. No.
Oh my god.
It's cool.
It's good here. Flashback break for Kakashi and Guy, who are doing the Legolas and Gimli gimmick of counting kills. Worth note, they've killed 50 fucking people by themselves, and Guy is in the lead. Fuck yeah, brother.
Yeah.
Also note, Kakashi does the impossible. He kills somebody with a kunai. Back in the real world, Gaara asks who Sakura and Sasuke are to Naruto, to which he says his friends, and if Gaara hurts them, he'll pulverize them. Gaara then applies more sand pressure to Sakura and says to Naruto,
What's the matter? Weren't you gonna pulverize me?
got him!
It's good. It's good.
It's good.
Naruto rushes him and gets knocked down, but he gets up again. He's never going to keep him down. And we get a promo battle between Gaara and Naruto, and they both argue about strength and whether it comes from love for others or love for only yourself. This is the classic who fights better, someone with nothing to lose or someone with everything to lose.
Yep. And it's good. It's done well. Like I love, I love their dichotomy. I will never not.
That's actually like a fun thing to explore. And of course, the protagonist is always right, but that's fine. Protagonists are usually right in general.
Yeah, because they're fighting for their friends, Chris.
Yeah.
Fucking duh.
Naruto goes to summon a toad, and instead of summoning Gamabunta, summons a little guy who promptly calls Naruto a racist. His name is Gamakichi. Yes!
He does call him a bigot, and I did make a joke about that. It's very funny.
I'm really starting to hate you, stinking frogs!
Oh, anti-amphibian, huh? Well, take that, you big bigot.
Awesome.
That this frog calls our protagonist a bigot, yes.
Naruto doesn't want to fight Gaara, but recognizes that he has to, and launches a clone attack, which Gaara stops with what's basically a bunch of sand bullets, which he continues to shoot Naruto with, and in traditional Naruto fashion, he keeps getting back up. And in a moment I fucking love, now that he better understands the Fox Chakra, he gets back up and he's pissed and wants to help his friends, so he feels himself getting stronger because he's pulling from that deeper well of chakra. More clones, he launches himself and 4 extra clones. 3 of them go to block Gaara's advanced defense, while the 4th clone launches Naruto over Gaara, who uses yet another clone to springboard and then hits him with the 1,000 Years of Death with a kunai.
1,000 years of death!
An anima. Great.
Boom!
Exploding kunai, yeah.
Well, at first we do the, oh my god, Naruto moment, but wait, there was a bomb on the kunai! Yes! And here, boom, Gaara gets knocked over.
Get exploded in the butthole.
For real.
And
Got him.
Gaara's like,
He attacked at the base of the tail, where the defense is weakest.
yeah, but it's also what 1,000 Years of Death is. Don't worry, but you weren't there.
Yeah.
We get a moment now of Naruto showing us the parallel. Sorry, Naruto visibly seeing the parallels between himself, Gaara, and Haku, because this is a show for kids. They need to really spell it out for the themes, and we see the diverging paths there of Gaara, who had no one, Haku, who had Zabuza, a monster, and Naruto, who had genuinely good people.
This is the monologue.
Yes.
It's so good. Oh my god.
I adore how much they show us that his conversations with Haku deeply affected Naruto on a life-changing level. Love that.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And I'm glad it did, because that was how the arc ended, and that's how he found his ninja way. So I'm glad that that didn't get retconned.
Yeah.
They kept that.
They
which is good.
absolutely tied it back.
Yeah. Naruto powers up, and theme of Naruto about to do something cool plays with the woodblock.
No matter what happens, I swear I'm going to protect you.
He summons a fuckload of clones. Naruto jumps and launches his newest attack.
Direct from Naruto's Ninja Hammer! Everywhere!
You'll never guess what it does. He then once again does the Uzumaki barrage, but this time with like 100 times the clones. He claims it to be 4,000 kicks. That can't be true. And then Gaara does the thing. In a burst of smoke, towering over the village now, Shukaku is released as Gaara finally transforms into the demon. For some reason, they play like a mecha powering up effect as his eyes light up.
Hey there, Shinji, just get in the fucking robot. Get in the robot, get in your fucking robo-mom.
Of course they do, he's a kaiju, let's go.
Yeah, it's Pacific Rim 3.
Also, in this moment, I want to draw attention to, because it comes back later, Sasuke reacts,
Naruto, how on earth can you do that?
Which is like a great, it comes back so immediately, and it's chef's kiss, laying the breadcrumbs.
The jealousy in Sasuke, whenever it's showcased, is like a really good character trait of his, and it's very consistently shown. Gaara wraps up Naruto in sand. Naruto once again thinks about his friends, gets, jazzed, and summons a massive amount of chakra bursting out of the sand with, fuck yeah, Gamabunta!
It's a kaiju fight. It's
Chief
exactly
Toad, baby.
what you said. We have two
kaiju
giant
fight.
kaijus. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. Shukaku and the Toad go face to face because it's time for a kaiju fight. Hell yeah. Sasuke is gobsmacked at this, which will be important later. The Chief Toad knows Shukaku, which cannot make sense.
Well, will you look at that? Shukaku the Sand Spirit.
I know it can now because Shukaku's just a spirit and not not a tailed demon, but shut up. And the little frog, Gamakichi, who I love, is like, hey Dad, Shukaku was being mean to me. And Gamabunta, the best actual father in this show, is like, you were mean to my son, I'll kill you, son of a bitch. I'll kill you, son of a bitch.
I love that, like, at first, Gamabunta is like, you told me to fight this? You told me to fight Shukaku? Fuck you, no.
There's a great bit.
And then Gamakichi's like, but Dad, he hit me.
What do you say? Will you fight alongside me today, Chief Toad?
Take a hike.
In the English dub, explicitly, Gamabunta says Naruto hasn't even shared a cup of sake with him yet.
But we haven't even sealed the deal over a cup of sake yet.
Give me a freaking break! I'm not even 21 years old yet! I can't have any alcohol!
Naruto literally says, I'm not even 21 yet! And I'm like, wow, that is so funny.
So American. Gamabunta charges and cuts off Shukaku's arm, and they are destroying a whole ass forest with their monster mash.
Yeah, it's so... The motion, too, of him, like, getting lodged in, like, the armpit for a split second before, like, flipping it is... It's really good. I love it.
And then when Gamabunta's sword lands, it goes ching into the ground, but then it's so heavy that, like, once it settles, it falls a little further. It's really cool.
And when the water bullet blows up in midair, like, it just like rains for a little bit.
Yeah, it's so good.
They do a really good job of showing like how big the scale of these two combatants is.
And like Naruto is saying like, oh, keep away from over there because Sakura and the gang's down there. And then when the rain hits, it hits over there. Like it's that big of like an area of effect. We explain that if Shukaku is inside you, you are unable to sleep, and this drives you crazy. Makes a lot of sense. But as long as you are awake, Shukaku can't take control. Gaara, at this point, casts a jutsu forcing himself to fall asleep, so Shukaku can take control.
Which in English is the sleeping possum jutsu, which I do appreciate. I just want to put that out there.
I thought it was
the play
possum
jutsu.
Play possum, yes.
Play possum jutsu.
What smells rotten and puts people to sleep?
Noxious gas?
No!
Play possum jutsu.
Please, yes, thank you.
Which is wild.
It's really funny as somebody who grew up near Appalachia. That's really funny to me.
Shukaku talks like a funk musician stereotype.
I'm finally free! Here I come, baby!
What? Why?
Yes,
when?
Can we talk about that?
He does like a everybody shows up and I'm like, what's going on?
And it's never like no one else reacts to like, oh, this character is really opposite of Gaara, like
yeah.
And he doesn't talk enough. to make it worth
He only gets like 10 lines.
Yeah.
Here we go! I hope you're ready to die. Let's do this. Let's do this!
It sucks. I don't like this bit. I'm just putting it out there.
Just so random. Chief Toad and Shikaku trade water and wind bullets. This is what we talked about earlier. Gamabunta gets rocked by one of the wind bullets, and Naruto and Gamabunta devise a plan. Get Naruto close to wake up Gaara. But that requires them to be able to grab onto Shikaku. This part is pretty dumb, because they say the frog is too slippery to grab the Shikaku. Shut up. So Gamabunta wants Naruto to use his chakra to transform himself and Naruto, which he does because this whole sequence is an elaborate way to get to. Gamabunta turns into the nine-tailed fox, and we get the visual of the fox and the tanuki facing off. Very roundabout way to get here, but this is what Kishimoto wanted.
Yeah. Little weird. Yeah, I don't exactly get why that's the case, but whatever. We get a fox.
Shikaku also does not react at all to this.
No, because it wasn't written yet.
Yeah.
The nine-tailed toad bites and grabs Shikaku, and Naruto leaps into the air and clocks Gaara with a flying punch. Not a sand armor Gaara, but the real thing, because he's like on top of Shikaku.
When Naruto jumps out, King Toad no longer a fox.
Yes.
So the slippery excuse from before is done.
It doesn't make sense.
And I know it was stupid. It just bothered me.
No, you're right. It's dumb. They did explain that he was transforming himself, Gamakishi, and Gamabunta with one.
Yeah, that made sense. It's just like I can't hold on to him, and then he's holding on to him as a toad. I was like, what?
So you needed to hold on to him for like literally like 2 milliseconds. Like shut the fuck up. But much to the Chief Toad's surprise, this doesn't make the Sand Spirit retreat into Gaara, because Gaara is that strong and angry. Naruto asks Kyuubi for just enough strength to finish this, and rushes up like Shikaku to Gaara, and the sand catches Naruto's fist. So with the last of his strength, Naruto reels back.
I've had it with you!
And headbutts Gaara, and the sand falls apart.
It's awesome. It's so good. The sound effect for it too, and like he's trying to punch him. And the sand holds his punch, and he can't get it, so he fucking headbutts him. It's so good.
I will say, headbutt to headbutt is ludicrously dangerous, and can kill you. Even in fake professional wrestling, Katsuyori Shibata almost killed himself by headbutting an opponent.
Here's a key difference, Chris. Naruto wears his headband on his head. Gaara doesn't.
He wasn't in this scene though. He wasn't.
It fell off, didn't it?
Yeah, he doesn't have it though.
Damn it.
Okay.
Never mind.
That would have hurt.
Thank you for the save. Thank you for the save. I was like, oh no, he's a genius. No.
No, Naruto's still dumb.
And the cosmic ballet goes on. Sarutobi versus Orochimaru. Finn. Wrapping up the loose ends here. Orochimaru and Sarutobi are in a standoff as Death tries to pull out Orochimaru's soul. It's hardcore as fuck. And the sword is stabbed into Sarutobi. They argue uselessly about the village and purpose and blah blah blah. The Anbu, who are watching, doing nothing.
It's unheard of for two shinobi to last this long.
Which A, they would apparently fucking know, since all they do is watch! And two, if your shinobi battle lasts longer than 4 hours, please consult Tsunade.
Wow, that's a really good joke, Chris.
Thank you. It's both a doctor joke and a boob joke.
Big boobs!
During this, we see across the village as without Gaara doing his part of the job, and with Orochimaru still being held up with Sarutobi, the Sand and Sound Ninja are losing the fuck out of this battle.
They really needed those two parts to work.
As typically speaking, fighting an army where 95% of their forces are located, and when they have home field advantage, it's a bad idea. Sarutobi cuts a promo about the pride of the village as we see it. We are shown Hiyashi Hyuga killed like 20 dudes. The Anbu Black Ops, led by a cool-looking purple-haired lady, stop other goons. Shikamaru's dad uses the Shadow Strangle technique to kill 10 men. Choji's dad gets big and stomps on a bunch of dudes, and Ino's dad, holy shit, uses mind control and then the mind shatter jutsu to force a sand soldier to brutally murder another sand soldier. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Don't fuck with the adult versions of Ino Shikacho.
The Shadow Strangle Jutsu is like the potential that it introduces to Shikamaru, who has already been like way put over at this point, is like, what the fuck?
I appreciate
just wait till he's straight up murdering people with his shadow.
Like, all they can do is sit there and watch, because they're conscious during that. At least the mind erased guy doesn't know what's going on. They are helplessly being strangled to death. Unfortunately, Sarutobi is the one running out of time, and the seal isn't fully complete. However, it has done enough for Sarutobi to use his ace in the hole, as death cuts the line between Sarutobi and Orochimaru, and while he wasn't fully able to kill Orochimaru, he's able to set that process into motion, and as the tie is cut, Orochimaru's arms die.
And without those arms, you will never form another hand sign. Ninjutsu is forever out of your reach.
Fucking get his ass, Sarutobi. I don't like you, but that's rad.
It's like, where, like, I had a joke of like, yeah, he cut off the sole of his arms. That's funny. But also, genuinely, this is beautiful. This is 10
well. The monologue here is also like talking about what each character loves, and for Sarutobi, that's the village. Orochimaru loves himself and his ability to cast jutsu. He's aroused at the fact that he's seeing this death jutsu by Sarutobi, even if he's terrified that it's going to kill him. He's like, oh shit, new jutsu just dropped. And taking that away from him is just mwah, fuck yes. Way to go out like a king, old man. Sarutobi recites a poem.
It was the only thing you did well.
Yes. Well, he does one more nice thing right here. Sarutobi recites a poem about the leaves blooming, which I think is actually a very nice poem, and I'll include it in the edit.
Where the tree leaves dance, one shall find flame. The fire's shadow will illuminate the village. And once again, tree leaves shall bud anew.
And he fades away, and in another moment I like, Orochimaru is yelling at Sarutobi, he's like mouthing, and Sarutobi can't hear him while he dies, because Orochimaru is literally yelling at nothing. That's so fucking cool.
That was a really good touch.
Is he yelling at nothing? Like, he's yelling and he blinks, I think, and then it reverts to his childhood version of him, who he trained and was his star pupil.
Yes, because
it's so good.
Sarutobi, well, I did skip this part. Sarutobi's students were the three Sannin, Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade, which we'll talk a lot more about next time.
Yeah.
Orochimaru calls for a retreat because his arms are fucked. Get it, totally. And the Anbu give chase. After all this time, they finally get to do it. They get to jump him the second the barrier falls. The fucking spider Genny from the Sound Village turns around and it instantly goes.
Ninja art! Spider web net! Watch out! A chakra web, and we flew right into it!
And casts a fucking web spell that stops all of them.
They can't do anything. They're worthless.
Fire them!
They had so much prep time, and they didn't use any of it.
What I also really love about that scene when they get sucked on by the webs is that Kakashi, Hayate, and Guy are just watching them. They're like, oh fuck, that sucks.
you know for a fact, Guy and Kakashi like walk into Ibiki's office and go, "You gotta fire these motherfuckers." But yes, who would win? 4 Anbu, infinite prep time versus Spider-Man.
Italian Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And not even the good one.
No!
The most reject version of Spider-Man.
Kabuto is revealed to be Kabuto. Yeah, no shit, dude.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I forgot they didn't reveal that until so late.
Like, we all knew it, but like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. And then him and Baki fuck off. Back in the forest, Naruto and Gaara clash one more time. But without chakra and without sand, Gaara is just a regular kid. And Naruto clocks him, and they both fall to the forest floor. The sand falls around Sakura and she is safe. Tamari goes and retrieves her brother Kankuro. Shino's dad retrieves his son. They conveniently don't see each other despite being in the exact same area. Naruto crawls to Gaara, and we see some very interestingly laid out flashbacks. Like they're all cropped in space in a really cool way. And it once again parallels the two demon children, in case you missed any of the symbolism. I'm being mean here. The scene is very good. And I love the visual of Naruto crawling to Gaara while he's hearing memories of Haku and his unwillingness to let that to happen to another person. But also this part, Naruto activates Talk no Jutsu and talks about how he won't ever stop. He is unable to. He will do whatever it takes to protect as many people as possible.
Because they saved me from myself. They rescued me from my loneliness. They were the first to accept me for who I am.
Because it's Kakashi and Iruka and Sasuke and Sakura that saved him from being alone, from being himself, and he can't stop until he makes them safe in return.
I have the exact quote.
Oh my God.
It was so good. Emotional. I'm a wreck.
Yeah.
It's so good. And I don't know.
So good.
Love. Is that the thing that makes him so strong?
The growth in like this little spurt of prior to this Chunin exam, for Naruto to just say he will protect everyone, like not just his squad, not just his friends, not just the Hokage, not just his teachers, literally everyone who shunned him until a few hours ago in the arena, the people who called him a monster, just like the one he's fighting.
Yeah.
Naruto doesn't care. He will protect every single one.
And that makes his whole drive to be Hokage a lot better, because it's not just to be, to be finally recognized and to get attention and to have a fancy title. It's also because he genuinely believes in the power of both like the title and everything to make change and to make the village a better place.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And like
good fucking kid.
Rewatching this,
everyone.
Rewatching that specific scene after watching the entirety of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, like stuff that he says here pays off for hundreds and hundreds of episodes, and it's awesome.
Sasuke jumps down and informs Naruto that Sakura is safe, to which Naruto takes that as permission to stop and passes the fuck out. He's like, sweet.
Instantly gone. Instantly gone.
The Sand siblings come to rescue Gaara, who tells them to not fight anymore and to just get out of here, like just to get us out of here. And in a moment of the villain is being redeemed, he apologizes to his siblings.
Tamari. Kankuro. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Sasuke, also showing maturity, just lets them go with no protest and doesn't like try to get his fight back. And yeah, I love this whole scene so much. It was actually just all around really good. And
good.
Once again, the kids are the most mature part of this entire fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
We fade to black and then come back for an epilogue, which is perfect because it's a nice tie-off here. A few days have passed and the village gathers. We see the whole cast dressed in black, and it becomes apparent what we're doing as it starts to rain, and we all attend the funeral of the Hokage.
You're in the arms of the angel.
I will admit, I don't like Sarutobi, but Naruto monologuing while Konohamaru cries, and Iruka remembers a time that Sarutobi came and hugged him after his own parents died, is a very sad moment. We also see Kakashi at the ninja grave triangle thingy, pyramid head looking ass, where the purple-haired Anbu lady comes to leave some weed on the grave for Gekko, which he would have appreciated. She asks Kakashi if he came here to pay his respects to Obito, to which Kakashi says yes. Will we learn more about Obito in a future special episode of Saved Databayo? I don't know, my gut says maybe. And finally, we see everyone placing flowers on Sarutobi's grave altar thingy, and everyone gets a mini flashback of themselves with Sarutobi, except Hinata, Kiba, and Shino, who have to share one, get fucked. That's pretty Naruto asks Iruka why we risk our lives for others, who says, when we die, everything we wanted, thought about, dreamed about, all that is gone. What's left behind is our impact on other people. And the rain stops and the sun comes out before we get cliffhangered by two men standing outside of Konoha, with one, Legasp, has a Sharingan. And that brings us to the end of the Chunin Exams, the Konoha Crush, and this episode of Saved Databayo. So now, we go down the line. Final thoughts on the arc?
It's great. It's genuinely, like coming off of the Chunin exams, which I remember being like genuinely so incredibly good. I remembered this being weaker. And rewatching this again, I was like, no, this is actually pretty still fucking great. Like, I really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Apart from my controversial take that they should have given us more about Gaara's backstory earlier, I think
he could have given us a little earlier, but I think also there's an element of like not overtelling.
I agree.
If they did earlier, I would have liked to have like teases that are not enough information, and then like
but
actually build those out.
I don't think you can give that much information without making us feel sympathetic towards Gaara, and at which point we're going to start to feel bad when we need to think of him as a villain still.
He's just...
Well, and that's why if they were going to do something like...
He is shown as so genuinely sociopathic that for them to then be like, guess what, you should feel sorry for him, like after he's killed literal dozens.
He is a sociopath. You can feel bad for a sociopath, but he is a sociopath.
Well, you should get rid of him. That's all I'm saying. He's gonna kill more people. He's killed and he'll kill again, and I'd rather he didn't.
Ironically, I don't think he ever does.
Because we're going to break the cycle. We're going to go to get therapy.
Yeah, well... They don't show that here.
So. Yeah, they don't. But next time we meet him, he is friendly with his siblings, which means that things have changed and everything's okay now.
If you're upset about this redemption, just wait till all the other redemptions that certain Naruto characters get. This one is way better than most of the others.
We've hinted at Orochimaru's fate. That shit is wild to me, and I haven't even got there.
Okay, if Orochimaru gets redeemed, I'm gonna be furious. If Itachi gets redeemed, I'm gonna be fucking furious.
Don't watch Boruto!
Don't worry. I won't.
For better or for worse, Kishimoto uses his best parallel for Naruto's story 120 chapters into his 700 plus chapter series.
Loud sweating.
I don't necessarily disagree with that decision. But again, Gaara is the best foil to Naruto's character that exists in the entire series. Their similarity in stories, their conflict, their resolution is some of his best writing and probably his best character writing in the series. Again, it's a bummer that I don't think any other villain measures up to that level of comparison. But again, I think it makes this final conflict land very well. Like, there's really only one more major arc before a giant time skip, and we sort of reset a lot of things. But this is overall a very good arc. Jokes about some of the particulars and minor aspects aside, it's a really good arc. Gaara is a great character. The way him and Naruto fight and compare and contrast is great. And that it comes after, and the fact that it also comes after Naruto's really good fight against Neji also helps.
Yeah.
Generally, good shit though.
Great, like just time talking to camera for Naruto. This thing, because like it was a lot more mixed last time because he's obviously with Sakura and Sasuke the whole time. He's alone for a lot of these bits, so he really just gets to be a protagonist and talk, which is great and like necessary.
I don't have anything to add other than
great, yeah.
onto what Pridge said. Like he kind of nailed it. Other than like, I don't think Kishimoto like planned on using his best foil to Naruto here. So. I think it just kind of happened.
He writes forward and that's it. He does not go back and all around. He writes forward, and if he hits something, he goes, "Oh yeah, how can I explain that now?"
It's just a bummer that like his second or third idea was kind of like his best idea.
all of his future stuff is either it was ninja magic or I planned that the whole time. Next.
I really like this arc as well. I liked the first half of the Chunin exams more than the last half.
Agreed.
Personally.
Agreed.
But I do enjoy this Konoha Crush bit a lot. I know we all have our shits to give to the third Hokage, which are justified 1000%. But I like that. Like for all of Naruto up until this point, we're like, why is this guy Hokage? Like he seems like such a senile old man, and you finally get that reason.
Honestly, you're absolutely right. I think we
holy shit, this guy
played him that fight is genuinely pretty cool. The shit they're doing is really cool.
Especially since he has ostensibly wanted to be retired because he's not at peak anymore, he still shows up at his peak.
That is a consistent thing we're shown with him also, is that, like, yeah, he doesn't want this job anymore. He literally tried to give it away. He's actively trying to find a successor. And, like, he might not have been as bad of a Hokage before that, although that part is not clear.
Yeah. Sorry, Will, I cut you off.
No, it's okay. Yeah, that was just like a highlight in this arc to me, and of course, like you guys are saying with Naruto and Gaara being super. So that's just a good reflection of the two characters that I enjoyed seeing as well. And the scene with Naruto literally using his chin to crawl towards Gaara is just one of my favorites. Yeah, that's
This kid is animated determination, no matter what you say.
Yeah,
guy does not believe in giving up. Same sentiments as all of you. I would say my absolute favorite thing. I like the Konoha Crush part more than I like the second part of the Chunin Exams. First part of Chunin Exams bangs. Second part's whatever. And I mean, Neji versus Naruto. Actually, Shikamaru versus Tamari is the best part of that. Actually by a pretty good margin.
Yep.
Minus some like funny bits. My favorite bit by far though is the parallels between Gaara, Haku, and Naruto. I think that Kishimoto has discovered a really interesting vein here in the world that he's created. Of like, yeah, these are kids at the end of the day, and it's fucked up. And then like how little they've had an experience prior to this in their life has already shaped them so much and has put them on a even more limited path in their ultra limited path of being murder ninja for hire. That work for a government that kills people. And it's just a really cool way to see the parallels. And yeah, I mean, you're right, Bridge. He burnt the best parallel here, and now he has to scramble to find better ones. But from what I know about the Akatsuki, pain seems pretty interesting, so we'll get there.
Yeah, I'm not saying the ones he used later are bad. It's just he uses his best one. This was his best one. Yeah, I'm not dissing any other antagonists as characters. This is just his best work.
And there are plenty other characters that, while their character themselves might not be as exciting, their plans are more exciting. The like fights and stuff are more exciting than this one. So like it's literally just the story parallels between the antagonists and protagonists.
Next time on Save Databayo, we will talk about the Tsunade retrieval arc, in which is the shortest arc in the first part of Naruto by a good margin.
Thank Christ.
Because like 4 things happen in the whole arc. So
I always forget this exists between Crush and Sasuke retrieval. I always forget this exists.
Yeah, I mean it's shorter. It's shorter than even what we watched just for the Crush / second part. So
okay.
Yeah, next time we'll do the search for Tsunade. We'll learn about boobs. We'll learn how to do a spinny attack, and we'll see a fish man. Ding, ding, ding.
That fucking pig character. I forgot about the pig. God, the pig's so stupid.
Don't talk shit.
You hate the pig, Zach?
There's no...
What's wrong with you?
Pig does nothing.
He's a pig!
I'm a man. I'm a Canadian. I am a Christian. I'm for real. I'm a white guy. I'm ready to kill. I'm a primitive. I'm like a raccoon in the garage. I basically... I am a fraud. I'm a patriot. I am 1776. I'm a liberal. I'm a reptoid clone.